That is how we started.
Go back to the
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Hi.
To Pirates of Salt Bay, the TALKBACK episode.
You know I'm supposed to be in charge of this, right? Because I'm in the middle seat.
No.
No. You the real MVP.
Welcome to the TALKBACK episode where we talk about Pirates of Salt Bay. Unfortunately, the wonderful, the beautiful, the lovely, and talented Terry Gamble is unable to be with us this evening, so I am sitting in so that we can...
So Dom will be doing all the singing tonight.
Yeah.
It'll be just me.
Is that a stretch goal?
A great singer.
It's a musical
800
TALKBAck.
ducks. 800 ducks. If you donate
800
800 ducks,
Wait,
Dom
ducks?
has to sing a song.
800 ducks?
Yeah. My self-autocorrect just kicked in and doesn't like swears, I guess.
You were trying to say 800 fucks?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
I tweeted. Retweet my tweet.
I will say we can see chat tonight.
Hello.
So everyone can see chat. If you have questions for us, please wait until after we have answered the questions that were submitted via the question form. We'll answer the questions via our Patreon subscribers first. That's right, we have a Patreon. If you would like to support us that way, that would be great. That's awesome. You don't have to, but it helps us out. And it gets you things like priority access to question asking, I guess, is the thing, right?
I like it.
So there's that, and then we're going to answer the rest of the questions. And then if you have questions after that, please submit them via chat, and I will get to them as soon as I can. So I think first of all, what a great season this was.
Yeah.
And we can't all be trust fund boys, says RJ Canuck. Yeah. Someone watched the our panel that had Hannah on it and other people. Wow.
Wait, you want Hannah to be on your panel?
Yeah, Hannah was there.
It's a big get.
Wow.
Yeah.
I literally fucking hate all of you. Oh my god.
I have no context to this. I just
No,
wanted to
Did we just spell your name wrong on there?
No, he said it wrong.
But
in his defense,
live on the panel, he
in
calls
his
me Hannah.
In his defense, he's only known you for 4 years.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. We're super close to that Zumba stream. So, if 800 ducks
800 ducks makes you sing a song.
makes me sing
tonight.
a song.
400 fucks.
1,000. Hannah, Dawn, Eric, they were all there. Yeah.
Saying hi. Oh.
I feel like Eric's isn't as
And
bad.
that's the joke.
She got
I
there.
realized that while saying it.
Also, Slime Girl Squish, we definitely saw you, snitch on yourself earlier. So she knows now that it was your idea.
Oh, boy.
She'll never not know.
Oh, boy. So, anyway, I just want to say thank you all for a wonderful season. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to be back behind the scenes on this one. All of our shows are such great fun to be here for, but this one was...
But ours is your favorite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Better be. To be behind the scenes of? It was my favorite Tuesday show.
So specific.
Of the last 10 weeks.
Wow, that
I'll
means
take
nothing.
that. Also, thank you.
What he's saying is that this is a living hell for him.
Yeah, that's fair. That tracks.
Thank you, my health, for gifting a sub to Invert. Welcome, Invert, to the club. Anyway, let's get started with these questions, if I may.
Yes.
You mayn't.
Well, I just want to say one thing before.
Yeah,
that
can't we do a round
we've
table of
unlocked,
what we want to say first?
We've unlocked Hadal's
Shut the fuck
advantage
up.
coin. It's just there in case anyone needs to
Well,
reroll.
I will say...
Next actually gets taken over by a doll.
Just halfway through it.
There are a couple things I do want to say, and then yes, I would like to open it up for people, but we did unlock that Havana will GM a TOTS one shot.
I'm so excited for
thank you,
this.
Mojo.
Mojo, thank you so much. We're well on our way to unlocking that Zumba stream.
I want that hot tub game so badly, you guys. I can't
I don't even
tell
remember
you.
what we promised.
That we
Yeah.
would play. That we do
You
a game live
game-
from her hot tub.
From my hot tub in
There's
full
like
Christmas
logistically
clothing.
makes It's impossible.
Literally,
Fine.
in the rewards document, I have
Yep.
a hot tub game. What the fuck? How would that even work?
Yep.
Dom.
Wide angle camera. I've got it.
Yes.
But I don't think it could be live. We'd have to run an
Yes.
Ethernet cable all the way out to the hot tub
Okay.
and not get anything wet.
Yeah.
It would.
That's
why do you
not
think
that
it would be
expensive.
hard?
I'm a splasher.
I can get-
Well, that's fair.
That's true.
I'll get us an Ethernet cable. I'll get us an Ethernet.
I will buy. How much? How long is it to be? It's not that far from the back of.
I don't know. You've
That-
never invited me to your home because you don't trust me. You said to my face.
I did. You said you were a splasher, and I was like, I have so many wettable things.
So
I did bring Dom wet stuff today. So that's
yeah,
fair.
it'll be a hot tub in your trunk. So
Zoom lens and set it out of the splash
Yeah.
zone. The splash zone we tape off.
I like it.
I
Maybe-
actually really like this idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Very
it'll be a the Tots one shot in the hot tub.
Mm.
Oh,
The
nice.
Tots go to the sauna episode.
That's
Oh
inappropriate.
yeah, the tot.
Okay.
Hot tub tot shot.
I'm not jamming that. I have morals.
Anyway, I also want to
So close.
thank Ozark Howler, Perfect Cosima, Artful Badger, Modern Chow, Peter Buxton, and Torch Dragon, who all played in my DuckTales game at PAX. So you were all wonderful. It was probably my favorite session of DuckTales that I've ever run. So thank you very much.
Even better than that one at Genghis Khan with the incredibly problematic people.
Ooh, problematic people.
DuckTales problematic.
I'm not talking about problematic people.
Wait, DuckTales?
Woo.
Yeah.
There's a DuckTales game?
Woo. God damn it.
He invented it.
It's Savage World.
It's Savage Worlds. it's a homebrewed DuckTales game
Woo.
using the Savage Worlds RPG system.
Next
Available
is in a
now.
constant state of surprise. They
Hey.
called you Hannah? DuckTales?
Yeah.
Ducks? Just general ducks?
Hot tub?
Yeah.
Oh?
You built a time machine out of a hot tub.
I thought you were going to say a hot dog. Oh.
Nice.
This is gonna go well.
This is super good.
I'm going to go.
I just want to say in addition to very cute eggnog that you brought, thank you very much. There's also White Claw if we just want this to get sloppy.
I'm double fisted.
Yo, same. Where's my? Yeah,
I'm
here it
drinking
is.
water.
My hero.
How dare you?
We just had a con weekend. Give me
Yeah.
a break.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm an
Hot
alcoholic
dog
now.
time machine. Got it. Yes. Thank you, Modern
Hot
Child.
dog time machine.
Yeah, I
It
want
only
it.
takes you back to the time hot dogs were invented.
It's just beans.
It's just me.
My dog?
Yeah. Just like Terminator style with a little like
Yeah.
globe of energy going
Yep.
back and forth
What
through
does
time.
beans do with the image of the hot dog? She just eats the hot dog.
Well, it's like Primer. She can go back to the time when she started eating the hot dog.
Oh my
So she
How
takes it
dare
from
you know about Primer?
Harold was
So
sent
good.
back to protect someone from beans.
Oh, there we go.
Beans is evil. Not like this.
Not like this.
Okay. Yes. A
Where's
hot dog
Harold?
puts a dog in a hot tub. He's at home.
Need to send him my love. I only play
We
games
call
to
him.
touch dogs. Yeah.
You
Hold
checked
on.
to see if it was okay?
Yeah.
Harold,
Yeah.
is that you?
Yeah, it's me, the banana boy. That's his voice.
Hmm.
Me.
It's me, the banana boy. Hi.
inches.
How it going?
I love when you can hear him snore like, oh my god, we're not entertaining the dog. What are we doing to chat?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My heart.
I've always said we should mic him when he's here.
We don't have to,
yeah.
I don't think.
Like
I
a
can
really
hear it.
clear,
It's pretty well,
just clear
yeah.
like dragon snore.
Yeah.
He's pretty well picked up by the microphone. No matter what I do to try to prevent that, he's picked up really well.
It's perfect.
Does anyone have anything to say to each other? Like this is the chance to bring out like.
I've been meaning to tell you, we need to talk.
The most upsetting thing that's ever happened to me. Why would you distress me like this?
We'll talk about it later.
That's so much work.
But seriously though, Let's play darts again. That was fun.
Dark?
Okay, I can do that. We went to play darts. It was really fun.
Aw.
I was not very good at it.
Thanks.
Neither was I.
Yeah.
And
It was fun.
she was like, the more I drink, the better I get at it. And the more I drink, the worse I got at
Oh
it.
no.
I was unsuccessful.
Cool though.
Thank you, Beetaloo. Thanks for
Hi.
gifting subs.
Thank you, buddy. Yeah.
And welcome
You-
Sonic Banana to the sub pool. You can gift a reroll to either the players or the GM, although all of our shows are currently going on hiatus except for Wildcards, which has one last episode before we go on holiday break this
So
Friday.
give them all to Dom.
Yeah, give them to me. All right, here we go. Ready? Are you ready for the questions? Are you ready for
I want
the...
to say something. This was very fun and I love you all. There. Move along. We're doing a good job. You wanted this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, RJ.
We're 10% of the way to Zumba.
I think there was.
Yeah.
Wasn't there something earlier? There was something.
5% on the way to hot tub.
No, he's right. You were 10% on the way.
I don't know what a percent is. Are you shocked and surprised next?
It's my current state of being for the entirety of the night.
Your hair is like making me like. Your hair looks worried more than your face does.
I'm gonna be honest. I had so much to do before I got here that I did not look in a mirror after I took my wig off for the last show today.
Yeah.
So I'm very self-conscious
It
now.
Oh no, it looks
Cute.
super
Yeah.
good.
Super
Yeah.
cute. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I just realized that was a boo.
It's like on purpose messy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
It's not Boris Johnson messy.
All
It's-
right.
You
yeah.
look like the dude in an anime that like I like too much. I'm like, oh, you're the bad boy, and my love will fix you.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah,
with this haircut.
it's hitting.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right. First question is from Thunder Cabbage. Thank you for submitting this, Thunder Cabbage.
Please don't laugh directly at the viewers.
That's a very funny name. Thunder Cabbage.
Based on a very serious time in their life.
Yeah.
The tragedy. The Thunder Cabbage tragedy. 95.
The question is, will you ever revisit the Republic of New Tottsville?
Ooh.
I want to.
I sure hope so.
We talked about in that final episode, we had a couple options of places we wanted to go, and we did play with the idea of going back to New Tottsville.
Yeah.
But I think we set ourselves up pretty well to go back there, though, with like being like, we're not gonna go to prison, but we'll come.
I mean,
We'll come around in a bit. So-
if you guys had gone without talking to Senna, he would have gone to like Tiny Tot Jail, and it would have been super cute.
Oh, that is
What
so
are the jails
cute.
made out of?
Just rock.
Oh,
It's Lego blocks.
Tinker
Rocks.
Toys.
Huh?
Tinker Toys, you know, the
Oh, yeah.
little things.
No.
So we would just have to
Connects,
be like,
because when you put them together, sometimes like
They don't
Yeah,
come
they don't
apart.
come apart.
Yeah,
That's true.
fair.
I would have taught the tots
Especially
that.
those circle ones, you put the connects all in it, and you can never get apart because you can't get enough leverage.
badly under. Oh, okay, listen. RJ.
Yeah.
I thought we were still talking about the tots. I was like, I don't get it.
I don't get it. What does that have to do with tots?
Is Draco Malfoy one of the tots?
Now he is.
I want.
John, write that down.
It's
Write that
Mako
down.
Drowfoy.
Mako Drowfoy.
Mako is a type of shark, so this is
Mako's
on
a
theme.
very cute name.
I'm just concerned for the tots. I feel like things have
Oh, now
gone a
you
little
are.
off the rails. You know what? I'm like concerned. There are other things going on as well.
I have no
you
idea
know?
what. You're
Yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
So I am concerned
Tots
for the tots.
Contreras.
I hope.
Oh no, your hat.
Ha!
Whoa!
Oh, the drama.
That was a good throw for the camera.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you concerned about the tots, or is Tristan concerned for the tots?
Oh, that's fair.
See, no one else picked up on that. I'm very concerned for the tots. I feel like Trislan is concerned for the tots. I don't think she.
I don't think Tristan knows what deep shit they're in, unless she was like eavesdropping from the.
She knows how long they've been gone. She
Yeah.
knows they're being left to their own devices. So I think she has that general air of like, I wonder how it's going. I hope everyone's doing okay. I don't think she's that involved in like stressing about them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell me if I'm I'm off base, but I feel like until recently, Tristan felt like she was not supposed to care, despite the fact that she does care.
She
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
She does care.
I mean, you were writing the manifestot the whole time.
Exactly. So,
So,
like, I've been
yeah.
working on stuff for them.
Exactly.
I feel
Sorry.
like the way she cares for them is kind of a little detached.
Yeah.
She likes doing things that will allow them to support themselves and to be self-sufficient and resilient.
Teach her taught to do.
Like,
But-
only letting them eat.
I didn't come up with that.
But it's canon, so you have.
Okay.
Sorry about
You got a yes and.
Yeah.
it.
Can't ignore the canon.
I just don't think she's very, like, touchy-feely.
Yeah.
You know?
It makes
So,
sense, and
yeah.
it's respectable.
But I do want to see what the tots are up to.
Yeah, I think the only thing you may get
Dirty
taken to
That was it. That
Dirty
it was
Tristan.
not any more complicated than that.
What was more
That's
so
your
upsetting.
celeb couple name.
You're
is Dirty
shifting to
Tristan.
Dirty Tristan.
Yeah.
That's awful!
Yeah.
Or Tank. I like Tank.
Yeah.
There you go. Dirty
Yeah.
Trislan just sounds like a tape she made in college. Like, I don't like that.
She never went to college.
No, actual eggnog came
You
out.
did it! You get a reroll.
Thank you so
Some
much.
inspiration.
Oh,
Trait.
good times.
Ooh, that was my sophomore year math teacher. And then like her. Not
Trank?
calling it trank.
We
Yeah.
won't use that then.
All right.
Trank her either.
Next question.
Yeah.
She hurt you.
Next question comes to us from Simi David 95.
Yay!
What has been the most impactful moment of the show so far for each of you? Eric, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Impactful moment from the show. Cool.
The
Thanks for
repeated
making-
question one more time
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
good strat, and I like
Why
saw
is
it,
Tom taking it?
and I felt it.
The dictionary defines impactful
No!
moment as
Every essay.
yeah. I think like the Hot Springs episode, like just taking an episode of like, let's just take an episode to explore character, no combat, no
holy
nothing.
crap.
Like I think like just watching Trislan's like just from an observer of like Trislan just going through her shit.
Yo, like the ability for you to have just committed to like, I isolate myself and I am feeling all of these feelings and like not relying on any like interpersonal stuff to just explore your own character was huge. Also, like Dirty Hank just coming way out of pocket and being like absolutely profound and like secretly, I guess, very observant of the human condition. Like
I feel like that's his whole thing though.
It's
like
really good.
he's like tries to make himself seem like on the outs, but he's very observant of everything that's happening.
yeah.
Havana.
Oh. No, I'm always ready to talk about myself. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's why I made mine about hers.
Because you're not always ready to talk about yourself. I think for Addie, probably the big moments were her like reconnecting with her daughter. It's like a big moment, and sort of having a chance to explain herself, but also having to like face the consequences of her decisions, like literally right in the face. That was pretty big. And then I think more recently, via the final episode, making a decision yet again to like get rid of people or like remove people of her life in a way, not knowing if they'll ever come back, but trying to do what she thinks is best, but in this very extreme, different way. I think those were like they're very like in her, like this motif in her life of like pushing people away or like literally removing people from her life because she's trying to do what's best for them. And I think those are kind of the same moment, but experienced in very different ways under very different circumstances. So I think that was hers. Yeah.
Nega.
Well, you don't have your most impactful moment?
I do, but
Ooh.
You're-
Oh, I'm
you're
just
next.
next. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought we were going
I
around
liked
the
it.
table.
That would make too much sense.
Yep.
Yeah, that would make too much sense. I think I don't know if I have one thing. I feel like I have a couple. Like I think the scene that we had where Trislan allowed Hadal to kind of take over for her to kill a former tot of hers.
Yeah,
I think that was like a huge kind of turning point for her character.
for sure.
And that was something, I think what's been really cool about this season is the first couple episodes we did were really like figuring the characters out and figuring out how they fit into the world, and now we've been able to kind of dig a little deeper. So I think the Hot Springs episode probably would be the same for me. That was something that the whole time we were doing it, I kept thinking like, should I just go back to the group? Should I just make this easy for everyone?
Yeah.
And just let's go back to the group. And every time I was like, really, that's not what my character would do. And it sucks
Yeah.
because this is really awful to put her through and to go through. But I think it was a really important thing for her character.
Mm-hmm.
I also think you killed it with the dream sequences this season.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank you.
And like all of those stand out to me because I think that's one of those things where every single one of us was so invested in them when you were like guiding us through them. Those dreams were so intense. And I still remember the scene that you did for Addie having the dream with the needle tea stuff that
Yeah.
we all had.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really beautiful and worked its way into the show really nicely. And I think the most impactful thing for me this season was trying to deal with the fact that Trislan has feelings.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that very much. That was something that I'm a person that's very uncomfortable with human emotion. And so I think that was cathartic for me as well.
Yeah.
To do that for her. So
Nice.
yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think my like low-key favorite thing about doing the dream sequence was that it was my opportunity to like try to say like, here's where I see you guys. How am I doing?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was enlightening to see like where character like arcs went after that, to see like what I was getting right and what I wasn't really hitting really well. So I liked that. But I don't know. I think it's not like an individual thing. I'm gonna always dote on like the hot tub episode is wild because I had so much other stuff planned, and then it ended. I was like, oh, the things I make are trapped. Just let them do whatever they want. Why do I don't plan anymore? Don't do this. But I just want to give
It's overrated, planning.
Exactly. I just want to give props to like you have had your understanding of Addie has been so strong and so clearly telegraphed the whole time, Vanna, that like I thank you for giving me a character. Like, it's been so nice to watch you guys like come out of your shell across the season. But like as a GM, can I just say thank you for having a character that I was like, okay, I get you. And it's not that it's like simple, but that like all of the like the things that she's going through are right there at the top that could be explored. Like, it was really nice. It was like it was like a beautiful garden of friendship, and you were like, you came into the episode bloomed. Like, I knew what your like arcs were gonna be because like we came out of the gate with them, and then having like late bloomers come in at the end. So it was just always something new.
Yeah, fuck you. I was like, I'm just gonna be the comic relief. I'm just a drunk idiot, and then you're like, nope, here's emotion. You gotta feel things now.
Everyone gets feelings. So that was my favorite thing. It's not a thing.
That's a thing. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that.
Now, what is Dom's favorite thing?
Yeah, Dom.
Easy. All of the episodes.
Oh my
Moving
God.
on.
Ew.
I fucking hate you.
No,
I hated that.
no, that was, I think, the thing for me that was, it literally is all of the episodes, because the thing that was coolest for me to watch, and Chad has touched on it and you touched on it, was the character development that everyone had. Because when we did the Ghosts of Saltmarsh miniseries, which if you haven't watched, there's a 3-episode Ghosts of Saltmarsh miniseries, everyone was kind of, playing sort of archetypes and just, that's how miniseries start.
Yeah.
Is, you're just kind of have a vague idea and then you kind of go with it. And then we're like, yeah, let's move this to series. So we moved this to series, and everyone's kind of taking those ideas and like, okay, let's flesh them out. And we kind of hit the ground, and it was like, okay, how do we start this and how do we get this going? And then watching all of you individually, and like every one of you had an episode where that character cemented.
Yeah.
And it was like that moment was like, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. And you just saw everyone. And like, yeah, like Hank was like the spa episode. Addie was when you were talking with your daughter and when you were dealing with that. Nega was the big one was, what was it, episode 7 or something like that? I think you were talking to Hadal, and it was that like moment between you and Hadal where you were having to choose between a bunch of different things, and then Eoj was Eoj and Addie having the relations.
Yeah.
Moment.
That's that hand motion you're doing. It's blocked by the computer. Is Tom back there like this?
Yeah.
Can confirm. Yes. Yeah.
Less.
And each one of those episodes like solidified that, and then from there on out, like it was like a well-oiled machine, you know, and everyone was sort of filling in those pieces, and it's like suddenly everyone just clicked with each other and stuff, and it was really great to watch. All right, next question is from Dork Lord Canada. Again,
laughing at them.
It's Dork Lord. That's hilarious.
Again,
It's a
thank you for
difficult time.
being a Patreon subscriber. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We ended season 1 with Trislan walking home. Does this mean we will get to see more of Trislan's homeland and personal history in season 2?
No, we skip ahead 10 years and everything's been resolved.
Yeah.
I take one step on the road to home, trip, fall flat on my face. I'm in the hospital for the
Yep.
rest of season 2.
In a
There you
coma.
go.
You're in a coma, you wake up, zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Not
Totally.
going anywhere.
We're just going to be doing the
Full-
plot of
Wait, Tom.
Walking Dead.
I
Yeah.
told you not to share the Google Doc with them. What are you doing?
I'm the producer of this show.
Shit.
And I got strong-armed into showing everyone else.
Something that I brought up to Abria a while back was that we had like very, very, very briefly hinted at some like backstory stuff for Trislan in the mini-series.
Yeah.
And so once the mini-series ended, I took like a whole day where I just sat and I made like a little mood board for Trislan, and I did like a little Google Doc, and I answered all of these random questions of like childhood memories and family and like just random stuff, and kind of started pulling together less of a like general idea of who she was before and more of like a concrete backstory.
Nice.
And so that's something that we've talked about, me kind of sharing with y'all
Yeah.
as like, hey, here's what happened in her past. I don't know if we'll explore any of it or not, but it definitely exists and it's definitely there.
Yeah.
And you did a really great job this season. Like even the random pulls from the Bierstein thing that we had. There was one where it was like a gem falls into my lap or something, and it was like a family gemstone from a noble family from Trislan's homeland.
Yeah.
And that's something that's like a part of her backstory that I thought was really cool that we were able to kind of work into something that surprised us the night of, and I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
And I definitely think we'll have some time to like explore it a little more. So like you can't like be like, I have a dark backstory, and I'm like, cool, give it to me.
Cool.
I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna touch it. Yeah.
Next question is also from Dork Lord Canada. See if you're a Patreon backer. You
There
get the
you
questions
go.
read.
Look, I didn't laugh
that.
this time.
Dorklord is disappointed in you, though.
What? Oh man.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
If your character could borrow an ability from another character, which ability would that be and why? Havana.
Havana?
Yeah.
This is for everybody. but I'm starting
Oh,
with
okay.
you.
I was like, what?
Very
bitch?
pointed question.
Wait, are
your
you asking
character-
if like us?
Havana.
Don't at me!
Nice.
Ability I could trade with anybody. Well, it's not an Addie's character at all. It would never happen. But I do love, like, a good deity relationship. Like,
Alright.
bit jealous of the Hadal stuff, bit jealous of the Thrain stuff. It's totally not her bag. But I think, like, out of character, just, like, fun swappy times.
Nice.
I would get myself a deity,
You know, like a god daddy? What's up?
a god daddy?
Yeah.
I would get myself a god daddy.
God Daddy?
Um,
God Daddy!
God daddy.
God Daddy!
I think that's the big one, but yeah, I don't know. I like her a lot, so I don't know if there's a lot of swapsies I would do.
Nice.
Oh man, it sucks because it's like, this is not related, but it's like she has so many cool, like, pirate-related abilities that just haven't come up yet because of, like, where our settings have been.
We left the ocean very quickly, and I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
because she can, like, literally walk on water, and
Yeah.
she can breathe underwater, and, like, it just hasn't come up. So it's
Sorry.
like, she has a lot of cool abilities,
So
but she
can Hank.
hasn't been
Hank
able
can
to
walk on
flex.
water.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry.
Like, forever?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have a ring of walking on water?
No, it's just a monk ability.
Oh.
Yeah, monks are wild.
I can run up vertical surfaces like they're not.
Oh, I did know that.
It's very good.
I
But yeah.
can just sneak quietly.
That's like walking on water.
Well, you got a bunch of powers from Hidal, though. Like, you got
Do you
super...
still
And
have
you,
them?
I
I got
believe,
a pokey poison tail.
I believe you could also
Stop.
breathe underwater because of Hidal.
You can.
And also,
No, you gave
anytime
her armor.
anytime
yeah.
you're in a
No,
situation,
give it
he'd be
to
like,
Abby.
I'll kill everyone.
I gave her a kick.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, and cake knife.
Yeah.
I want cake knife. I changed my mind. I want cake knife.
Cake knife. Cake knife is so OP. I love
It's
it.
too OP.
I love it.
I love cake knife so much.
Oh, cake knife.
I wish I had Hadal's ability to just talk in your guys' ear and be like just a jerk in your ear when you're like trying to live your life. Just while you guys are like midstream, like, hey guys, go hang out with the Bria.
I would
You-
enjoy that.
You literally have that ability. It's called text us.
Oh. Nah, I wouldn't do that. That's weird.
That's true. You won't.
Eric.
That's okay. I won't stop texting you.
I think. I mean, I think it works for Hank as a character that he is fairly closed off from people. That's just like his defense mechanism. But I think he definitely respects the captain's ability to like connect with people and like to be a figure of authority. Like he kind of on purpose is a joke to people. Like that's what he does. But I think he definitely would love the ability to be taken seriously as a pirate and just as a human being.
Yeah.
And not be a joke.
Oh. Well, that hurt.
I don't know
I'm
that.
gonna lay
His
down
shipmates
quietly.
think he's a joke. I think if anyone's the joke of the group, it's Ian.
Yeah.
Dynamics have shifted this season. You know?
I think it happened when Eoj was speaking to Gwendolyn, and you guys were in the back just trolling him
Yeah.
with the That was very good. I was like, we've done a thing here.
Because he's like the purest of all of us, which is probably
Yeah.
like IRL. Like the reason you like are critical of people is usually the points at which you're critical of people are usually the points at which you're insecure in yourself. So it's like, oh, Eoj's ability to be open emotionally, and Eoj's ease of love, and
Yeah.
Eoj's like carefree ability to welcome people into his heart. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make fun of it because we're all incapable of it.
What an idiot trusting people.
Believing the best in people,
But I
no
think
matter what.
Just throwing yourself out there.
for what it's worth, though, I actually think that like that tracks on the show.
No,
it
I
doesn't.
think so,
yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't just seem like, oh, he's the one that everyone dogpiles on. It does feel like this like very reactionary thing to a bunch of like closed off.
I think the show would
Pirates.
probably be a lot worse if Terry wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Like a lot worse. Like one, because Terry's amazing and she
Mhm.
brings like light and good things to everything she touches. But
Fact.
I think Eoj as a character is such like a fucking balance for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because I think we're all different degrees of like fucked up and closed off.
Yeah.
And having Eoj be such like a light and loving and eager character, I think just absolutely keeps the dynamic from being too dark and too brooding and too much.
Yep.
You know, so I think it makes the show to have Eoj and Terry be a part of it.
Accurate.
Want the hottest French fashion? What the fuck? Who writes these?
Dom probably writes these.
French?
Oh my god, what? Just 180, just full breaks.
Eoj also made Hidal full of regret when he took him in. Is that right?
Yeah. Eoj like
oh, because
emotion vomiting all over Hadal. He was like, I don't even know how to like.
Hidal was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Sponge Man.
Y'all like Hadal has a very specific like this is how I get to people, and he's like, I don't know how to deal with Eoj. I don't know.
I
Go
love
away.
Eoj.
That was very good. Wild.
Wow.
There you go.
I think Trislin would probably want Addie's ability to actually diffuse a situation through talking. I think the only way she knows how to diffuse a situation is to be hidden when it arises,
Mhm.
to slaughter something
Kill it, yeah.
stealthily, essentially. Like, she
you.
can kill and fight her way out of something. She can threaten to kill and fight her way out of something. Or she can just be stealthing so she doesn't get seen in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't think she's very comfortable socially, and I don't think that I think she pretends like she doesn't like to socialize to make up for the fact that she's not good at it. So she just pretends that she doesn't want to do it. I don't think she has a way with words, and I think she probably really envies that and would want that ability of Addie's.
Like diplomacy or
yeah,
charisma or something
to
like
actually
that, yeah.
verbalize things to convince people to do stuff without having to like flash a knife at them.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have so many inspirational speeches, and you always like talk people up or talk people down, and Tristan would just be like, just do it, just stop.
Do it or
literally
your
just
cake.
do it. Yeah, basically.
I will cake
And
you.
that would be it. So yeah, cake.
That's the sound of stabbing someone with a cake knife.
There's a tiny voice that goes, cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we can say what we like now without referencing a time when you didn't like something. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's okay.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. DJ Regular, also Patreon backer. Thank
What's
you very
up,
much.
bitch?
Regular?
DJ Regular and Mod Extraordinaire.
Yes.
Thank you to you and
Clipmaster
BSD
General.
Care and Farquad, who are our regular mods,
Thank you.
who keep things sane and safe in our chat. For Nega, at what point did Trislan's feelings for the crew, Hank in particular, start to supersede her desire to curry Hadal's favor?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Good question.
good question. I can't really pinpoint an episode necessarily. And that's probably less to do with there being an episode to pinpoint and more to do with the fact that I have the memory span of a goldfish. I genuinely, I just don't
You're good.
remember specifics. I think what was nice about that was that it was a natural progression as the show went on. I feel like nothing was pre-planned. I don't think any of us kind of set out to establish character dynamics within our relationships. I think they just all kind of organically happened as we were at the table together. And so from my perspective, there were just, I would find more and more when I was trying to be in character and make choices as Trislan, that I would kind of get a little nagging in the back of my head that would be like, I don't think she actually would shut that down, or
Yeah.
I actually don't think she would be that cranky about that, or I think she actually wants to spend time with someone. And believe me, it scared me as much as it scared her. But I genuinely don't know when that happened. I think what was really nice, though, was personally I was not expecting that at all.
Oh, thank you.
20%.
Hey!
A little, slightly over 20%.
Oh.
How dare.
Ooh.
Some sense in there.
I was actually really, really, really looking
Nearest 10
forward
points.
to just doing the Hadal thing this season.
Yeah.
I was really excited. Going into it, I was like, I'm excited to have, sorry, Buffy spoilers, mute this if you don't want to hear spoilers from 2001.
Wait,
I'm
which
sorry.
season?
Oh, you shouldn't hear this. No, actually, close your
Really?
ears.
I'm
yeah.
in season 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Well, it depends if you're season 5 or season 6. So don't look.
Wow.
Close your eyes and close your ears. La 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 la. Make
I can
noises.
still hear you.
You gotta, rub.
Yeah, you gotta rub
You gotta
and
rub and go.
noises.
Yeah, there you go.
Everyone's saying spoilers for a 20-year show. She's watching it for the first time right now. I was very excited to have that
Yeah.
moment for my character.
Is it
You're
over?
good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
And I very much saw it going that direction, and I
Mhm.
was like, that's gonna be really interesting.
Right.
Because I've never had a character go down that path in any game I've ever played before. And damn
really
you,
good.
Eric, just playing Dirty Hank too well.
Oh,
I
didn't
so
get to do
good.
it.
Yeah, I knew that at some point Hank was gonna have to I thought it was gonna be a whole because there was that whole thing very early on where Hadal was like, I think in the first couple episodes, it's like only one of you can be the one, and he only told that to Trislan because he knew Trislan was the only one that would actually do the killing.
Yeah.
I assumed it was gonna be like a scene where Trislan was like, one of us has to die, and Hank was always going to be the one that'd be like, okay, do what you got to do. Like,
Oh my God.
Hank would not kill a member of his crew for power. But yeah, I was like, there's gonna be something like some sort of conflict between these two at some point, and Hank is always gonna be like, I always knew Hank would go a certain way in that conflict.
Yeah.
And I think
that's so good.
I know Tristan would have gone the exact opposite way in that conflict as well. Like, I really think she would have actually done that. I think she would have regretted it for the rest of her life and beat herself up about it, but I think she would have done that.
Would have killed Hank?
Yeah.
But instead she kissed him.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah, once you get in a relationship, you're basically dead. Am I right, men?
Women are a weight on our bodies.
Yeah.
Well,
They can take our
Can't hang out with
seed,
your
but
bros
they
anymore
can't
once you're
take
married.
our power.
I feel like Hadal said that in like the second episode or something.
Yeah, Super did.
It was like a lot longer after that, you know?
It was one of those like testing the waters, like how far will Tristan go for power?
And I think it could have gone that way.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It went the opposite way. And I think I don't know what it was, just the interactions that they got to have together just kind of changed something for her. And I think that was really fun to just figure out while we were at the table.
Yeah,
so.
it did. I'm remembering now, like a couple of moments where like they showed kindness to each other, and it wasn't like I was like, I gotta save my bacon later on. It was just like he gave her the cake knife because he was like buying presents. He doesn't know what to do with money. He doesn't understand it, and they had a knife that turns things to cakes, and she likes knives.
Right.
It's like it's just like a couple of things he just does for his crew because he doesn't know any better.
Right. And there was something so like, this is something in. Yeah, Tristan will absolutely like, it's a knife, but like the fact that it was like silly and like not bound up in like the way everyone expects Tristan to be like hyper violent and super deadly. Like, nah, it's cake though. Like, it was such a good, cute moment, and my heart exploded.
I think that's a really good example of something that was like a big turning point for that.
Get your lady a cake knife.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yo, I would like a cake knife.
I'll get you one.
Oh my god, thanks. I'll be your lady. That's how that works.
It's the mermaid pendant of Pirates of something.
The next question is, again, from Dork Lord Canada. Since Season 1 featured a Hot Springs episode, will the anime tropes continue in Season 2, for example, with a beach or school fair episode?
School fair.
Oh my god.
I mean, there better be a fucking beach episode.
And-
Goddamn pirate show.
Well, and also episode 9 is when we kill whatever the big bad guy is, and then episode 10 is just the barbecue episode, a la Dragon Ball Z.
Yep, there you go. I
want
it.
that. I actually think that'd be really fun. I like having those kind of little tropes in our show because the fun thing about tropes is it's not what makes them similar to the way other people have done them, it's what makes them different. It's like, how do you take the same thing somebody else has done, and what does it reveal about your setting, your characters, that it's different? So personally, I think those tropes are fun.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
I just, that's one of the things I love about doing shows here and all the games I play is that we have moments like that. We have the Hot Springs episodes or the shopping episodes where we just spend 3 hours not following plot and just doing like the GM will say you're here and this is here. Hey, let's go explore that carnival. That wasn't the plan, but then we'll spend 3 hours at a carnival.
Yeah, right.
And then like it won't just be like, hey, isn't it funny to screw with the GM? It'll be like, we're having a lot of fun doing this, and our characters are like having a chance to interact in a way we've never done before.
I went home and took notes from the Hot Springs episode and was like, cool, I got to sit there, not worry about the plot, and like learn more about the characters and how to push the story forward from that. So I don't think any GM should be afraid to have like let their characters have those moments.
And it wasn't just it was the Hot Springs episode, but then also the one after we fought the giant where we were like trying to buy stuff, and then like, Addie and Hank like just sitting in on that family Thanksgiving for no reason.
That was so fun.
That was so
That
fun.
was my favorite.
I think that was one of my favorite Hank moments. Was him just reveling in that, and it being such a contrast to like the life he had been living up until then, and him being like, whoa, is this what people do? That was a really nice moment.
Next question is from Siamaf Pirnkoff. Thank you, all the way from Germany.
Nice.
Deutschland. Speaking of Deutschland, I always love SF Giants 49ers tips because you can tell the conversion
Is that why?
Yeah.
of euros.
Oh,
to-
that's so good.
It's always like,
I thought there was like some weird joke
$50
happening.
23 cents.
Yeah.
So good. Das
Um,
Republik Deutschland.
All right.
Thanksgiving.
Is that's the new name? Thanksgiving. That's what we're calling Dirty Tristlin is now Thanksgiving.
I'm still gonna call it Dirty Tristlin.
Don't do that.
I'll
That
never
sounds
stop.
like a cocktail.
Great.
A Dirty Tristlin?
Dirty Tristlin.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Right?
Yeah.
And he loves drinking, and
It's a dark and stormy, but with seawater.
that would literally make you throw up.
All right.
Oh,
Cymath
that's
says, to Abria,
Ooh.
of all the things the crew has done, what was the most unexpected?
I feel like I'm gonna come out of the gate right away and say I did not think that the Hot Springs episode was gonna. I thought it was gonna be a 30-minute interlude on your way to the Aarakocra to like resolve that really quickly and throw your asses right back on the water.
Wow.
So that one got me right out of the gate. I think it. I know you asked for a specific moment, but I think I walked in with my prep for this game being very stupid. Like not stupid, but like super silly. I started everyone off in Margaritaville, and it was only gonna get like dumber from that. Like Aarakocra you met, the first one was supposed to be named Joaquin Phoenix. Like it was all very like silly puns and kind of goofy. And I think what surprised me the most was like watching you guys respond in real time more to like the like deeper character interactions and not like little goofs. Like everyone's here and like very funny and they're like, yeah, here's the joke and we're all gonna do it. But you could see like players at the table like really digging into the meat of like what do our characters mean to each other, and like I came out of the gate very early on with like the world's silliest like one night stand pregnancy, but then like the actual discussion about like what are the repercussions for like the captain of a ship who still wants to be that and like has to balance both of those things in adventuring and going forward. I think the thing that surprised me was that like this was going to be a way more like serious game with actual like characters and not caricatures and not just like archetypes walking through a pre-made adventure. So that was very cool.
Can I just say, I don't know if we've ever said on stream what the note was that I passed you.
I don't know if we have.
I don't think we ever said it, but I don't remember why I got to choose.
I don't.
It's because one of my tots had pierced the condoms.
Yeah.
And so
Stupid.
I think it was something where like you gave me the chance to make her say something about it or like take those away or something. I
Yeah.
don't remember. And so you had me write down on a piece of paper what would happen.
Yeah.
Do
you remember the phrase?
I do remember, but I don't know if you want to share it.
Oh my
Never
god.
forget.
Yeah. It's burned into my memory and I still have, I like put that back in the little binder and like when I flip through all the magic items you guys never got because you guys don't loot bodies.
Now
I see
we
it's
will.
like the third one on there.
I wrote a note and sent it to Abria across the table that said, "No one has ever been more pregnant."
I lost the ability to GM for like 2 minutes because like I kept seeing it and I was like,
Oh my
where are
God.
we? What is this? Who
Yeah.
am I? God, it's so good. It's amazing.
All right. Next question is from Salty Nerf Herder. How did everyone get into RPGs/D&D? Starting with Nega.
Yeah.
Ooh, hi,
Whoa.
that's me. My stepdad played Dungeons and Dragons his entire life. And so when I was growing up, he always told me that when I was old enough, he would teach me how to play. And so when I got older, that was something that I always kind of held in like reverence. Like, this is something that my cool parent does. Like, he's the cool one, and I can't wait until I get to do that one day. And I actually had a friend at work who was starting a D&D game for the first time. He had never GM'd before. He had a bunch of his friends over for it. And I was so disappointed that I wasn't invited.
Oh no.
And he was like, yeah, I'll tell you how it goes next week. And he came to the office next week and he goes, so one of my friends bailed after the first episode. So like the character's already made, but do you want to step in and take over his character for us? And I just kind of went, okay.
Yay!
So I only knew him at work. I'd never hung out with him outside of work before. Didn't know anyone else there. And from then on, I think it was almost 2 years that we spent 6 hours every weekend on a Sunday. We do brunch and like do potluck, and we played this ridiculous game. I was a human fighter called Nibbler, and
oh my God.
I loved her so much, and it was my first time ever doing any type of tabletop RPG. And I think what worked really well for that was nobody else had played before either. So I think everyone was equally self-conscious, which was really, really special. So after that, I just kind of started getting into anything that I could get into because I didn't realize how much I was going to love doing it until I did it.
Nice.
And then the first thing I ever did on Twitch was with Saving Throw Show.
Yeah.
So, yay!
That's us.
Yeah, that's you! So,
Yeah, we're calling you Nibbler Oryx from now on.
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
I loved that name. Nibbler was so sweet.
Dirty
She's great.
Nibbler Oryx.
Dirty Nibbler. That's great.
Done.
That's real great.
Yeah, I love
Thank
it.
you.
Havana.
Not a Bria?
He's bouncing around.
I really don't like your methods. They're confusing.
Oh my god. Thank you for defending me on
You're
this, but I
welcome.
do want to hear your story.
What was the question? How do we get into RPGs? I feel like I've told this story 100 times.
You
I'm
have.
so
but that's-
sorry.
But
if-
let's
for
hear it
people
again.
I
who've
wanna
heard it
know it.
100 times.
I haven't heard it.
Well, this is specifically for Bria.
Thank you.
So I grew up in the Midwest, and I didn't drink or do drugs.
And that's it.
And the end of the story. So, like, freshman year of high school, I ended up in this comic book shop that was in an attic above a pizza place, which is like, what's more perfect for a
Yeah.
comic book shop?
amazing.
Or I had met a guy like that freshman year, and he was like, yeah, I go play D&D with these guys. Do you want to start playing with us? And I was like, sure, that sounds fun. I was, up until that point, basically playing like the RP version of D&D on like fantasy role-playing forums. So I was like, yeah, we can add some mechanics on this shit I'm doing every night anyway.
Respect.
Sounds fine. But then we roll up to this like attic comic book shop, and it's me and him. We're freshman or sophomore in high school, and then everybody else at the table is like in their 40s. So it was a very
Nice.
interesting 40-year-old white men, of course.
Yeah.
So it was a very weird dynamic. And I don't remember if anything was problematic. I don't remember it, so it couldn't have been that bad. But I'm sure it was. So we did that for quite a long time. We would go up there like every Sunday and play for like 6 or 7 hours.
That's
Everybody
cool.
would get a whole pizza from the pizza place.
Yeah.
And an entire 2-liter of soda.
Yes.
And we just sit there all day and play. I think my first character was a sorceress.
Yes.
And so she just, got pretty OP over the years. And then through that same guy, ended up eventually playing with people our age. And then I graduated high school, and I don't think I had played since graduating high school until I moved out to LA and responded to Dom's call for players. And I was like, well, I haven't played in a long time, but I had, because that's what it,
Dom, you
that's
brought
what it
people
called
together.
for.
You did this.
It's what
It
it
was
called
me.
for, was like, hey, do you have a stage presence? Do you know about Twitch? Do you know about... Jesus, fuck, Eric! What happened? I still don't understand.
What happened?
I don't know.
I went to open the mini fridge and it tipped over.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Ow. I still don't understand.
I don't either.
That was amazing.
So, do you know about Jesus Fuck?
Jesus fuck.
So yeah, got back into it because of the Saving Throw show after like years of being away from it. But it was like essentially like a call for people who were streamers, and I'd already been streaming for a few years, and people who had like a comedy background, and people who played Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, well, it's been a while, but I just won't mention that.
Nice.
So and here we are. I've been here once a week ever since.
Yay.
Abria.
What?
God damn
I
it.
don't understand how this goes. I also feel like I've told the story a whole bunch. But you know what I didn't think about? The fact that I did, like, when, just at the end of my teenagedom, when I was very into fan fiction and, like, play-by-post RP, like, role-playing, I did so many, like, gross Harry Potter, like, sorry about it, self-insert, like, didn't even rename the character. It was just a girl named Abria that went to Hogwarts. I was a problem as a child.
Are we talking about wet forms?
Yeah.
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 Wait, why is it a problem?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
'cause
sounds amazing.
Should we be
I didn't
ashamed?
even, no, I didn't think to like hide under, just rename her any other name. Like name her Aruba.
We were
Just don't use
literally
your
children.
own name.
Name her Aruba.
Gross. Her name is Arabia, and she's exactly like me.
geocities.abriaiangar.com/fanfiction.
Exactly. Such
It's
a
like
nightmare.
fanfiction. The forums I did, it was like you would do a chunk of RP,
Yeah.
and then somebody would respond.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I was
I thought
very
that shit
into
was
that.
cool.
And I
played online MMOs, so I was like,
Yeah.
this is basically what I'm doing, but I'm just typing it out instead.
Exactly. And I didn't think about that. So yeah, I actually started that like way earlier than I thought I did. But my first like actual like tabletop roleplay game was 5th edition. We played like my friend, like they're my friend group too, but it was kind of like my boyfriend's like board game friend group. They like wanted to run Tyranny of Dragons, and I got brought in as the girlfriend to play the cleric. It was great. I played the tiefling. It took me like 2 sessions, and then I became a warlock. And then I decided I loved D&D more than all of them forever, and got like so deep in Adventurers League, and like could not get enough D&D in my veins. And then from there, I started streaming, and
Yes.
yeah, it was really good and fun. Took me a while to come to you. I'm glad I'm here.
I'm also glad you're here.
Oh my god, that was too sincere, and now I like got hot about it.
Dom ignored me the first time I asked to be here.
Ooh, nice. I think I remember screaming and like throwing dice at you.
I begged him a year and a half to put me on a show.
That's awesome.
Dom hates
Nega, on the other hand, I just reach out and Nega's
That's
like,
so
do it. And-
good.
Just, "Hey, you want to be a cat for a day?" And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Tight.
I think I asked her. That was my poll. What the fuck?
That's true. I think Havana
You
was
had
like,
nothing to do
"Hi,
with
we're
that."
friends. Would you like to be a cat?"
You were like, I love role playing. I'm not role playing right now. And I was like, bitch, I'm running a show. Get over here. Get off
Nice.
my ass, Tom.
That's actually exactly how it went too.
Great. That's so good. Can I also just give a shout out to my like junior year winter formal date who was very into D&D and anime and was like, "Do you want to be a part of this?" And I was like, "That's nerd shit." Cut to like 10 years later, I'm like, "You were so right. I'm so sorry."
Oh no.
Sean Weeby Bailey, you knew my heart.
What
I
could have
love
been?
you.
Yeah, sorry
Oh my
about
god.
it.
Do you need another husband?
Eric.
He married the rebound from my winter formal date.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like, what could have been?
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I have also definitely told the story.
I haven't heard it.
And I'm sure some of them haven't. About 6 years ago, a person on my improv team invited me over. He was having some friends play Dread, and it was the first tabletop game I ever played.
Ooh.
And I had a really great time with it. So much so, I was like, so this is kind of like D&D, I guess. I enjoyed this. I would love to play it. And I knew nobody who played D&D. So I literally Googled D&D online because I was like, there's got to be a way to play this over the internet. And the first result was Roll20. So this was back in the days of 4th edition. And I literally just like found Roll20, signed up for an account, and there's like a looking for player section. And like the first group I saw that was like looking for a player and like in my time zone, I was like, sure, I'll apply. And like they were like, hey, yeah, come over. Well, they did a test game. We did it. It was fun. And I played with these people for like a year and a half.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, and they
nice.
were really cool, and I got a lot of fun. We switched over to 5th edition at one point, and eventually it just falls apart because games fall
Yeah,
apart.
for sure.
I did Adventurers League for a couple of weeks, but then Sean Graham, Stephen Pope, and a bunch of other people were all doing a home game. We were all just people who knew each other from comedy.
We were all just people.
Just people.
We just it was just a bunch of people I knew from comedy who were doing a weekly game. So I played with them for a little over a year, and then Sean Graham was like, "Hey, I do this thing called Saving Throw." I was like, "Yeah, I know, you've mentioned it a lot." He's like, "I want to do a show there that is just my comedian friends." So that's how I got on here. He brought me on for Dark Sun, and then that was great. We did a season which was about 2 months of episodes, and then we did a second season which I was not on. So I begged Dom for a year and a half to put me on another show until eventually I got on Iron Keep.
What's Iron Cape? Never heard of it. Do you like it more than Scott?
Bria hates when we bring
No.
up Iron Key.
No.
I've never seen her do that before.
Oh, really?
I
I
was
do it
before.
constantly.
I was
Anytime we mention
startled.
it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny.
Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Iron Cube was our 5e game that was every Wednesday night, jammed
so
by
good.
Tom Law.
Well, I don't know if you asked, but this is how I got started. Keep out of my awesome book. This is my RPG book. And this is my first character.
Why? How? And why?
Oh my god!
How?
My heart!
This is Orjuin Warra, who was a lawful good dwarf. He was a level 20 fighter, level 11 cleric. And yeah, and let's see. I've got.
Oh my God! There's a picture.
There's a lizard man.
There's a lizard.
There's a little picture.
Oh, it's really good. It's actually really good.
Oh my god.
It's actually really good.
And his catchphrase is "I have my friends." I don't know where that came from.
Oh
He
my
would
God.
not fit in this game.
Chat, please write that down. I need that for later because there will be a dwarf that we meet later.
And if you guys ever wondered
my friend.
if 5e is complicated,
Have you heard of
here's an
3?
advanced D&D
Oh,
character sheet.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I think I see some old homework in there.
there might be.
I see something with a
I bet-
stamp.
well, there was-
Turn in some homework.
Here's a
I have my friends.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Whoa,
and
are
other
you a
strangeness.
Are you a hedgehog?
No, he's Porcupine.
Oh, porcupine.
Look at he's a porcupine
That's
in a
so good.
suit. Ugh.
What's
Porcupine.
that porcupine's name?
His name was.
Sanic.
Do you really want to know what his name
Yes,
was?
absolutely.
His name was Dmitry Zukovich.
Oh my God, this little
But-
Russian porcupine.
He was also his nickname was Spiky or Spike.
Oh, I love
This is
him.
really good.
And he was bounty hunters ex-KGB.
Obviously. That makes
yeah.
the most sense.
And wow, my God, Palladium system, crazy.
When will you bring one of these back?
here's-
What do I have to run to make you play one of your old characters?
Here's an
Well-
underground base that I drew.
Oh,
See, and there's
Oh,
like
I've
a
seen this,
secret
I think,
way to
actually.
that's
go.
really good.
See, there's a little secret thing that you could go anyway.
I have a question. How
I'm
do you
so
still
happy.
have this? I feel like my parents threw out everything I love.
Yo,
A
my
lot of
parents-
my stuff. It got
This
thrown
all
out.
started last week.
Do you want to know what Amy's first character was?
Yeah.
I have never wanted to have children until right now.
Yeah,
And
right.
I want my
That
child
was
to be
it.
dumb.
This was your
That was
baby
the
Yoda
cutest thing I've
moment.
ever seen.
Oh,
Those little drawings.
Barky,
oh my
barky.
god.
Oh my god.
so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All
That
right.
escalated.
Yeah.
Where'd
That
you
was
even pull that from?
phenomenal.
What?
Where'd you even pull
Binders
from?
full of porcupines.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, how did you not
my
lose this?
my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness rulebook is right over there.
That's so good.
I need answer my fucking question.
What was your question?
How does this still exist?
What do you mean? It was just in a box, and I
And
brought it back.
nothing bad happened to it?
No.
Right? Is that weird?
No, you're completely
I don't
right.
have anything.
I don't have anything from like anything that's older than like when I turned 25. I don't think
Yeah.
it exists. Except for
Yeah.
like my stuffed animal that I got that my mom got when she was pregnant with me. That's like the only thing I have.
Aw.
Oh, if we breathed on it, my mom saved it in a closet somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah, my mom saved like tests and stuff of mine, and it's just all like no. And my dad recently moved. My mom passed away a long time ago, but he like kept lived in the house and it kept all these things and stuff like that. And he kept threatening to leave and
Yeah.
throw everything out, and it was just like, come on. And then he's like, no, you got to come up here and take all this stuff. So I took what I could, and then he threw everything else away. He threw out like old pictures. He threw out everything.
okay.
So he like completely
Ooh.
like nuclear bombed everything. So yeah,
Oh no.
it was great. Lost a lot of stuff. Anyway,
Jesus.
My parents like only kept my sports stuff, which lets you know what they valued in me.
They're like, hey, remember?
Yeah, remember when we put all of your XP in sports and now you do like dice on the internet? That's great. Could have been in the WNBA making tens of dollars.
Tens of dollars.
Instead, you're just the
We make
CEO
tens
of
of
the
dollars
company.
on
They
this show.
don't care. It's amazing how much they're like, what? And it's gambling. And I'm like, no! Cool. Tight.
Can it be gambling? Because there's a lot of money in that.
Yep. I need to show them the episode of like Terry Crews playing D&D for them to care at all about it.
Oh my god. What are you
sorry,
looking for?
I just
We could
Tell
definitely
us
play
more.
your...
Let's do this.
I had
We
a
could definitely play your Pokemon... Or Pokemon.
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 Porcupine.
$3,000 Pokemon streams.
Yeah.
Fuck up. We could definitely play your porcupine character in Pugmire.
Yes,
so
yes.
good.
It would be
Easy,
so much
easy,
easier
easy.
to play him
Putting him back.
in Pugmire than in
Can I be in that game?
Palladium games.
Pokemon. Huh?
Can I be in that game?
Yeah.
Sweet.
No, so
I really like
I had a
Pugmire.
high elf
I
I
cleric.
really like you in Pugmire.
Do you want to know what my high elf cleric's name was?
Yeah.
Yes!
Wait, no. Everyone has to guess.
Oh, I'm gonna guess pastrami fat loaf.
Super
Go.
close, super close.
No, I can't think of names. I'm terrible with it.
Mine's gonna be like a dumb Lord of the Rings, like Finema Dega. It's just all.
Diga.
Yeah, it was like so many apostrophes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna guess Hash Brown Duncan.
Hash brown.
So many food
Duncan.
Yeah, these are all good names. No, Ethan Hawks.
Mine was pretty close with pastrami.
Yeah, that's why I said you were pretty close. Yeah, Ghost Hack, you got it.
XKGP Porcupine and Pugmire.
So
We
good.
just switch it to Thieves Guild and we're good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Moving
Lego
on.
lamb.
Ethan Hawks. Ethan Hawks. Yeah.
I want to play a chunky elf named Lego lamb.
We've lost it. Right.
I change my character in Troll Hunters. And then we have Thick Elf.
Oh, I want.
Literally
I wanna
nothing
be
about
a
that show
thick
matters.
elf.
Be whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right.
What was
So-
the question?
We haven't gotten
This
to one
this
yet.
question is from Estelle Castillo. Given the tendency for this playgroup to fall into doing bits, are there any that you regret?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Are there any that you regret that may have derailed the game too much? Side note, I love the bits.
Just the bits.
It was a prank. Oh, that was a different show.
Yeah.
Then it is a goof!
I can't think of a single bit we've ever done. If I'm being honest.
Chad's
Because
giving me
there's-
a Lego lamb right
Because
now.
there's so many. What do your elf eyes see? Ghost Hack Star. That's not a bit, Nas. No, it's not.
No, that's
This is the bit. This is the bit that derailed
that's
me.
just misogyny.
Elfthaya?
I can't think of anything that's ever derailed the show except us making each other laugh. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
Yeah,
the bits,
that's
but
the
there's so
bit.
many bits, I can't think of the
Yeah, I
bits.
can't think of honestly think of one.
I can't think of like a specific bit being the reason, I guess.
Right.
That's my secret, Cat. I'm always a bitting.
I mean, there is the whole thing that I didn't show up for an episode and apparently it was the best episode ever.
No.
And nothing was funny about it, so I decided after that I don't belong on the show.
No, this is not true, and I can't stop laughing because I'm still thinking of Elvin Fox.
Oh my god.
And I want to reassure you, but I can't stop laughing.
This is bringing me so much joy to watch.
This is the bit that got me. I don't know why. It's because I don't like Lord of the Rings, but that's very
I love this.
It just explains out there that's not a bit!
That's just misogyny.
That's being a white guy.
Thank you.
Thank you for the bit.
They're
Thank you,
taking the
Maya.
hog bits to ice cream guard.
Stop. I'm not going to be able to move on.
I actually genuinely can't think of anything, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
The
I think
Tides doing Chew wasn't derailing, it was
Yeah.
canonically building, fortifying.
I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of times when
Just
like
goofy for its own sake, I think is what they mean by the bits.
yeah. I mean, we do it, but usually our bits.
I'm gonna wipe your tears.
Usually when we do them, we keep them in character, which I think is something that we failed at in other shows. In other shows I've been a part of, where we just do bits out of character and it doesn't progress the story. But I think in this show we at least keep them in character.
That's true.
I was gonna say, that's why I think none of them derail anything. Like, my favorite bit that I can think of, I guess.
You gotta turn off chat, Tom.
Oh, look up anymore. I have to be down here. I'm sorry. Continue.
Will a mod timeout Ghost Hack? I'm just kidding.
It's so good.
I'm not kidding.
Oh my god.
Poor Bria.
It's like giving me bronchitis. Go, go.
Hey,
you're good.
too soon.
Too soon.
I can't think of any bits that derailed us.
Sorry.
I think one of my favorite, like, recurring jokes on the show is, Hank not understanding what a bank is.
Yeah.
I guess that can get derailing after the 10-minute mark.
That's fair.
It never ceases to be funny to me, constantly re-explaining to Hank that the money is his and him constantly saying he'll have to ask Eosh to borrow money. That's never not funny to me. That will always make me laugh.
Yeah.
So it is, I agree, but it can go on a bit long sometimes. It's funny for the first 5 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, we understand. He doesn't understand.
He's gonna pay him back.
He is. So bring back.
You don't have to borrow it, it's yours. Yeah. You gonna make it, Abrianna?
No. I just gotta
Keep your eyes closed.
Ghost hack. Did someone find out ghost hack? Okay, someone just started leaving messages. Stop. Is that anything?
I like Frodo Bacon.
Frodo. Samwise
Frodo Bacon.
I was very hungry.
It doesn't delete it on our screen.
Deleting what?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
Is this the barbecue episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Wandering Hearth, for coming in on this of all things to come in on and sub. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very much appreciated. Next question is from Naughty It. Will there be a time skip?
There will be a small time skip just because I'm gonna we left with everyone kind of just walking away, and I want everyone to sit with the things that have happened across the season. But in order to ratchet up the tension, because there's a couple different plots happening simultaneously that I don't want to try to force you into any one of them, I think maybe 3 weeks to a month is just enough time to see where you ended up and see how you are feeling with Eosh and see if you've learned about how money works yet. Probably not.
No. That's going to be a constant. That will never change with Hank. I promise you, he will never understand money.
Cut 10 years in the future, he's teaching in economics.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't mind skipping to the baby being born. Or even if, because it's just the...
Being pregnant is a weird,
it's a weird thing
status
to
for you
work
to have.
around. But if it's if the baby is real or outside of the body.
And we can pick up on that Baby Yoda life.
And I think
really
it could
Baby
be
Yoda stuff.
if we stick with I know it's hard in fantasy because you want to be okay, I traveled to my homeland. Okay, you're there in a week. But if this were medieval times, you're all right, it takes you 2.5 years, and you get scurvy 3 times along the way.
Right.
Everyone you know
you
is
definitely
dead.
die in a small storm.
Yeah.
It got cold that one day. You died of dysentery.
I died fording the river. Unsuccessfully.
You always cock the wagon and float it. I swear to
That's
God.
I
true.
never
true.
clicked that option as a kid. I
That's
never
the only
learned.
option.
I just went hunting for fun.
Oh my
And then
God.
you can't carry any of the meat. 'cause
Yeah, I
it's
have to leave it all
500
behind.
pounds.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You're I shot 84 bison.
We're all really showing our age here.
Man, you guys are old.
Yeah, bring out that advanced Dungeons and Dragons character again, Tom.
It's literally on pressed papyrus.
I actually pressed papyrus in Egypt. Anyway,
That's super
Moving
cute.
on.
So
You heard
let's
it here
just say
first. Dom is 3,000 years old.
I knew it. He saw a hieroglyphic of himself on a pyramid wall, and he's the prophecy, and that's why he came back different.
He went like this. The prophecy.
yeah, everyone with a beard on a pyramid wall died in Egypt. It was pretty great.
It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Amazing. There'll be a time skip, so let's talk. We'll talk more on the side about
Right.
yeah, maybe we do just
I don't
fast
wanna,
forward that so you have a tiny
yeah.
human.
Because
instead of
I
a
want
tummy.
to see what you're going off to do, but I also don't want to have a season where it's 3 of us doing a show and you doing a show, because that doesn't seem ideal. So I'm wondering also if there's a time skip we can fit in there to make sure, like you're saying, you have enough time to get to where you're going and enough time to have whatever actualizations you need to have and connections you need to have.
Yeah.
And then come back with that information. But that's up to you.
Yeah,
But I
no,
guess
it's a good
just
idea.
as a player, that's what would
No, I like that.
fit.
This
for
is
me.
this
and
is
I
a
just want the
community.
baby out of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Get
good.
the
It's-
baby out.
It's like we've talked about that a bit off stream, just how it is like a pregnant woman in constant combat is like a weird thing. Like, how do you roleplay that? Like,
right?
what do you do as a character
Yeah.
when you're like, I am protecting two people's lives?
Yeah. So it's like it would be easier, and we talked about this a little bit. Is like if we came back and the baby was born and we had like a pirate nanny.
Yeah.
like
I'm,
that would be such a fun character to have like you play, and then
Yeah.
also it would like take that sort of like threat aspect out of it, which
Yes.
like none of us really want to. Like I don't want to deal with
yeah, it's a little
that,
weird.
the
That's
realness
fair.
of that. Like as like a role player, I want to be like true to my character, and I want to be realistic like with her circumstances, but I also don't want to trigger anybody, and I don't want to trigger like myself or you know, anything like that. So it's like such a weird thing to work around, which I'm sure is why people aren't normally pregnant in a Dungeons and Dragons game. But hey, what Nega says goes.
I just thought it was an interesting.
No one has
arc
ever
for a
been more
character.
pregnant. No, it was my choice.
It would be Mary Poppins as like a pirate cleric.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that would be more
Just
fun
has sanctuary, like
and less upsetting for everybody.
yeah, for sure.
If we could, because it's like nothing has ever so far happened to the ship. So hypothetically, if we're like leaving someone at ship or at port with the baby, the baby will be out of the line of danger, and we can continue to play the game. And then we have our like little like spa episodes or like Thanksgiving episodes, and the baby can still be there and be a part of the game.
So let's go ahead and call the shot right now.
Hadal for nanny. No, this is doing the opposite of what I'm saying.
Hadal would be such a good nanny.
No.
I'm like,
Which I will say, because I've been thinking about this since that episode where we decided Addie was pregnant.
Yeah.
And we talked about it a little bit, and this was before Hank got involved with Hadal, but I was like, what if the way this works out is that Addie accepts Hadal into her life with the promise that Hadal won't let anything happen to the baby?
Yep.
Like he gives her some sort of like mystical defense, or you know, like eldritch horror defense system that like no matter what happens to her, like the baby will be okay.
So there was actually a contingency plan in the season 1 plot notes where if you ever lost more than like 2/3 of your hit points, Hadal was going to reach out.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's what I was
you ended up
thinking,
being very good in combat. Like you got kind of close.
I do most of my stuff range, so
yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
You know.
So you never actually got close enough to trigger it, but it was there the entire time.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's really the only.
Yep.
But then the Hank thing happened, and then I was like, we can't all Hadal it up over here.
That's not true.
It is true. I think it would be a very boring show if we were all chaotic evil.
Okay. Last of the submitted questions. This is also from Naughty.
Naughty.
So who is Eric's best friend?
You have to answer. Eric.
Oh boy.
Eric.
What note are you taking?
It will all become clear.
He's not coming back. I think we can.
If he stays down there for more than 3 seconds, I think the answer is that we're best friends.
You and Eric.
Yeah. Why?
Now I have to get back. I don't, because I don't want to shoot. Listen.
We got so your voice got very soft.
Okay, listen. So, you know,
I will absolve you from having to like keep me in the running if you hand me another White Claw.
Okay.
You went so quickly. That's
Oh my
very
God, Eric, not
upsetting. You failed my test.
Okay, listen. Best friends are a big thing. His name is Ricky Munakana. We've known each other since kindergarten. I haven't talked to him in 20 years. No.
Since you were in kindergarten.
Yes, since we were in kindergarten.
Nega wants one.
Oh.
Your best friend wants one.
Ooh, it'd be good food.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Too bad.
In all seriousness, I am afraid to put myself out there and accept people's friendship.
Oh my God. Oh no. That did get in all seriousness, and I didn't expect it. Oof.
Havana has yelled at me multiple times, including this very weekend where we spent a lot of time together, has shooken me and said, "Let me be your friend." Many times.
I have never believed a thing more in my life. Like I perfectly imagined it. It was glorious.
It's like you dreamt it yourself.
Yep.
Eric, that's what best friends do. Oh my goodness.
All right. So, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm willing to give Havana the number 1 slot, but I'm coming for it.
I will fight you and I'll intentionally lose so that you can like
Oh my god, stop. No.
sit on my stomach.
No.
Sit your butt on my butt.
With my Lego lamb.
That's what they see.
Ah, so good. Also, I think that's another reason that this game has been so good. Like, the actual chemistry of, like, 3 legitimate friends, like, very close friends being at the table, and, like, Terry is my boo from forever. Like, yeah, just, like, actual friendship is super magical.
I think so too, actually. Like, obviously, we all got along really well
Yeah.
in the miniseries, but I think we all really, really bonded during the course of this season, and I think it shows.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Havana's my sister from another mister. And
Aww.
we've been playing games forever. And you and I have been doing Troll Hunters for a while now.
Yeah.
And I knew Terry and I knew Nega a bit, but, like, it was nice to, like, hang out with them more often.
I like that you motioned to me when you were talking
Well,
about
that's where
Terry.
she sits.
You are Terry now.
No one could be as much like Terry as I can.
You both have glasses. I can't tell you apart.
Wow.
You both love karaoke.
Karaoke.
You both love karaoke.
Yeah.
So that is it for the submitted questions. So if you have questions for the cast and crew of Pirates of Salt Bay, you may enter them now into chat, and we will take them as they come in, first come, first served. We have reserved the right to ignore questions that we do not want to answer or that are silly, but there you go.
Nice.
You'll have to watch to find out, and borrow
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, what will happen to Tottsville? You'll have to see. Will
Yep.
there be a 3rd season?
We have to have a good second season first.
We have to
Girl.
not-
Do you know how seasons work?
Third season opens with the marriage between Addie and Trislett. How?
Yeah.
You have to watch season 2 to find
Oh
out.
my god, so good.
The question was, will there be a time skip? Yes, we're skipping the entire 2nd season.
Yeah,
and
going
right to
straight to the 3rd season.
Oh my god, can we do a wedding photo shoot?
Yeah, we already have. Well, we didn't
Yeah.
engage. Oh.
What is your favorite cheese?
Amazing.
Gouda.
None. I hate cheese.
Oh, I love a soft brie.
It's true, she does.
I'm vegan.
Amazing.
I don't.
I'm lactose intolerant. So
Yo, this whole side of the table
cheese.
is over here too. I don't fuck with cheese.
How did you come up with the songs on the fly?
Yeah, how'd you guys do that?
Fucking no.
I'd like to answer this question.
Oh my god.
Please do.
8 years of improv.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a decade of improv.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, say improv. Also, I had the songs before, so I was like, here's what I'll sing if I have to sing a thing.
In all honesty, I've never done improv before. I have no background in acting. I have no background in singing. I have no skill in singing. And I think I showed up, like, with the blood drained out.
Oh
of
my god,
face
you look
that
so
day.
fucking worried.
I was like, everybody here was being really nice to me about it, but I was borderline like, I think I'm gonna be throwing up in the bathroom.
Yeah,
That's
like
fair.
we joked a lot about like we'll make her sing for the, but we would never force anyone
Oh,
on the
no,
show
of
to do
course
something
not.
if they legitimately did not want to do it.
Yeah, and that shit has to come from the heart.
Well, that's
And from the liver, where you put a bunch of White Claw and you're like, yeah, let's sing a song.
there you go. I
huzzah.
think it's really evident when people have done improv. Like, it
Mm.
When
really
people
shows.
have done White Claw.
It's really evident when
Mhm.
people are drinking before they sing and do a tabletop RPG show. No, but seriously, like, I think it really shows how talented the cast is, and that was something that, like, being here at the table for that, but still being on the sidelines for it was so impressive, was not only were you guys, like, I know so little about singing, I don't know the right word, on key? Is that how you say it?
I don't
Key?
think so.
Yeah. You got it.
You were on.
Where it sounds
you sounded good.
Yeah.
You sounded good. You were not off key.
Yeah.
Things rhymed. You also, nobody stumbled over when somebody else would sing versus somebody else.
You want to know
And-
the secret about that? Is everyone's like, please jump in here.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay,
going.
Stop.
And also
Or are you gonna?
it's like A B A B. Next person A B A B.
Yeah.
Next person A B A B. Next person.
Yeah.
The thing that was so amazing though was that, like, everything was perfectly in character. Like, nobody ever defaulted to, I don't know what to do here, so I'm just gonna sing whatever rhymes or
Yeah.
sing whatever pops into my head. Like, everything that you guys were doing was in character, and it progressed the story, or it revealed character, or, like, that just blew me away. So
Yeah.
I think if y'all haven't already like added everyone who sang in that episode and told them how amazing they were at it, you should, because
You guys
it
are
was
great.
incredible.
You're great.
Just
Yeah.
saying.
Pretty
No,
much. It was great.
you're great.
Back
Stop
to the
it. We're
bits
not best
thing
friends.
from-
You can't be that nice to me. I get like 5 more minutes of that and then I'll stop, I promise.
But tying all that into the bits thing, one of my favorite bits from the season was the bit you had during that episode.
Oh my god,
It
that was
like
so
being
fun.
like, why are you fucking singing? And
Yeah.
also, anytime the music started and everybody was looking at you, you were like, no.
That was so,
I
made me
love
so happy.
that bit so much.
We talked about that because everyone was really nice about the fact that I really did
Yeah.
not feel comfortable singing. So everyone was like, you don't have to. We'll think of something. Like, we'll think of a way that you
Yeah.
can be involved. And I loved that so much because I think it's perfectly in character for Trislan to
That's
be
what we were thinking.
Yeah.
like Truman show it and be like, who are
Yeah.
you talking to?
It makes
What are
more
you
sense
doing?
that the character that has always had like a sort of fourth wall breaking relationship with the DM would be the one that like, no, I see that we're doing a musical episode. You don't see it. That's bullshit. I'm going away.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, not that we wouldn't love to hear you sing, but it was honestly funnier to have like one person at the table just no sell the premise than, yeah,
I think that worked well.
it was super good.
All right. Going back, Simi David asked, will there be another musical episode on the horizon? No one say anything.
I'll do it for $2.
Just only Havana.
Only Havana. Well, there you
Just
go.
sing.
Havana we'll sing for you for $2. Eric, at what point did you, this is from Junk Garage, at what point did you decide to give the horn to Trislan?
Literally the moment I decided to do it, because it was basically the case of like, he had, I've said, I don't know if I think it was just us talking together, but Dirty Hank has a very stunted approach to morality, a very childlike sense of what's right and wrong, and he doesn't think at that moment when he was like, I'm gonna make her kill Gwendolyn, and you have to let it happen as a payback for letting me save Gwendolyn. It's like, that's not fair. A very childlike sense of that's not fair and this is bad. So it was just like, she's gonna do it because Hadal's making her, and the only time I can stop Hadal is this horn. So I give her the horn.
That was really good.
And then I gave her the horn, boys.
Oh yeah.
Clap. Thrain rumbles, unpleased.
It was too sweet and emotional. I had to ruin it.
Respect.
Mood.
Y'all might have a lot of emotional problems in game.
Inspiration.
I'm winning out of game.
Yeah.
Drek Fletch asks, what novelty island do you want to insert that you'll never visit?
Ooh,
Oh man,
I
can
like
we do
this.
a Scooby-Doo crossover episode with Pirates of the Caribbean?
Oh my gosh. The Scooby-Doo, the one where they go to Louisiana and there's the
yes, the cat island.
and they eat all the beignets and
yes,
stuff. Yes.
and they grow peppers on their pepper farm, and they're hot
Yes.
fucking like werecat witch bitches.
Uh-huh.
What stuff?
Okay.
That-
Fuck?
that-
I think
it's so
this
we're
is
gonna
one of
watch
the
it.
recent
Zombie
movies.
Island, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Yes.
That
So
that
good.
one breaks canon because in every other storyline that Scooby-Doo has ever had, it's always
Fake.
someone pretending to be supernatural.
Wait, you're spoiling it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and watch this. I'm very
No,
excited.
wait, we're gonna have
It's
a
on
movie
Disney
night
Plus,
one.
right?
Yes. Let's do that.
It's
Cast
all
movie night.
bed sheets and wires.
not.
Can I also submit Gullah Gullah Island for this?
Yo, here's the thing. Binya Binya haunts me.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
no.
it.
Oh,
it's
you
the
didn't think I
eyes.
knew the name?
It's
You didn't
in
think I
the
knew the name,
eyes,
did you?
and I don't trust
The fact
it.
that he looks like he's a herpes victim.
I actually have family that's like
Giant
from
frog
that area.
herpes.
It's very good. And they did a very like, nah, it's fine. Anyway, continue.
Yoshi's Island. Oh fuck yeah! No one said it. I just thought of it, and then I got excited by my own thoughts.
I just want to go. I mean, I guess I was going to say the island
Lost
from
Kids?
from Pinocchio, but that's just Tottsville now.
Yeah. Oh my
A bunch
god.
of kids smoking
Pleasure
and drinking
Island.
and
Yeah.
drinking
Yep.
the donkeys.
That's very good.
That scarred me as a child. Like, that made me
Yeah.
terrified of smoking and drinking as a kid, so...
The best part is all those kids stay donkeys.
It's horrific.
They don't save them.
Yeah.
Also, the ride at Disneyland is terrifying.
Never go on it.
Horrific.
Never go on
I was
it.
on the Snow White ride when it broke down,
Ooh.
and I had to walk next to all of the animatronics of the
No,
Queen
I would have
Icon.
stayed there.
And
I live there now.
I was streaming when it happened, so there's a video of it that you can watch. And
No.
it's the scariest thing of my life, and I hate
Hi.
it. I'm sorry, I got off track.
No, you're
but,
good. That's fine.
also,
My answer
a lot of
actually was
other
going to be
islands.
Island of Misfit Toys.
The Witch
Mm.
Island?
was
Yeah,
just thinking
if we're going to
that.
do like a Christmas episode. And
She
you guys
what?
all- Huh, what?
You're at what?
What? My answer was going to be the Island of
Oh,
Misfit
your
Toys.
answer. I thought
But
you
now I
said
feel like
your-
chat said
your
it a bunch and I'm
aunt.
just taking my aunt.
My aunt lives there.
My aunt lives on the Island of
She's
Misfit
a,
Toys.
she's a
I
Jack
want
in
to
the
be a
Box.
dentist.
I might regret this. Ghost Hack asks, does everyone have their drinks in?
Oh god.
Okay, we know that in the weird Loader one-shot, Lord of the Rings one-shot, Abria is going to play Legoland. Who is everyone else playing?
No, why would you put this out here? I was just getting my shit back together.
I really
Damn.
liked Hamwise.
Samwise Hamji?
Hamji?
But Hamwise is actually better.
Hamwise Gamgee is better.
Hamwise Hamji. Oh.
I want to play Murray. And I want someone to play Poppin with me. That's what I'm going to rename them. There's no
Nice.
pun. I just think that in this world, they're Murray and Poppin.
You're giving me a look like I have any like functional memory of Lord of the Rings. I do not.
Merry and Pippin are the two hobbits that
Thank you.
aren't Frodo.
What
and
about,
Oh, the
Sam.
ones that like smoke.
What about
What is
Pippin
that?
as popcorn shrimp?
Yeah, I
Popcorn
like that.
shrimp.
So, like, that'll be... Because Pippin's name isn't... It's Peregrine, too. There you go. See, they need long names, and then you call them something shorter.
Stop. This is
So
what
that
chat's
was
become.
perfect.
No.
So then, what's the full name for Mary? Because it's
What's
normally
Mary's
Mary
Meriadoc.
Adoc.
Yeah,
Meriadoc.
Dehydrated.
Meriadoc Brandybuck.
Yeah.
So what would the full version of that be? Chat, help me out.
Oh,
What's
God.
food? I can't remember a
I
single
know.
food.
Mary Doug.
I just
Brandy Snap.
I like that. I just picture Murray from Impractical Jokers. If anyone's ever watched that before, somebody in chat will have watched that. I just picture him being that guy. Marry a duck, and it's a ducktail insert.
Oh, what's the like fancy like horrible duck French thing? Maybe not.
Confit?
Confit.
Wait, it's not gross. What?
Oh, that makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now
I
you're
want
very
to be Tom
vegan.
Bombadil and I get cut for time.
Foie gras.
Wait. Do you not like confit?
Oh no, I think the process is just upsetting.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Maria
I feel like I should make
chop.
you sad about. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It's okay.
The French do a lot of gross things with duck.
You guys, European royalty had some like real bad takes on how
Yeah.
food should work.
Yeah.
Because they were all afraid they were being poisoned. They're like, I'm dying, and someone poisoned me. Like, you're putting actual arsenic on your face.
Yeah.
You're doing it to you. Also,
I'm
don't
using
poop on
this
the steps of the
lead-based
Louvre.
makeup.
Yeah.
For some reason, my cheeks are literally being melted away.
Off me. Also, they used to just poop on the steps of the Louvre. I just wanted you guys all to know that. The French are disgusting. And they ate mummies. They ate mummies and they pooped in the Louvre.
So when we got into the studio to do the show tonight, did anyone think that was a sentence anyone was gonna say?
Honestly, yes.
Go read The Royal Art of Poison. It's a very good book about how weird. Like, people like used to fall and seriously hurt themselves
No,
because
yeah, it's
the
like
steps were slick.
It's like, the king is dead. What happened? He cut himself shaving and died 3 weeks later.
Yeah. It's wild.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I'll play Bilbo Baggins.
No.
I don't PBS.
I would, man,
watch
if
that.
PBS wants to get people to start watching them, like, that's a show that needs to happen.
Oh
Will
my
Pirates, will
God.
the Pirates of Salt Bay Talkback be a part of season 2? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This
We'd
is
like to
very
do these
fun.
for all our shows when we can.
Yeah.
We kind of answered that.
They chat or my community did get me, RJ specifically got me a book that is just called How to Prevent Food Poisoning.
Oh my god.
Because I always try to eat really old food.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the guests
Yes.
of Salt Bay. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, Gullible Gambit, Sam
So
Spider, and
Random Tuesday.
Random Tuesday.
Random Tuesday.
So good.
Is there any background about your characters that you wanted to reveal but didn't get a chance? I would say,
That's not a good question.
yeah, you'll
Watch
probably hold
season
on to that for
2.
season
Yeah.
2. So there
I
you
will
go.
say it is. We talked a bit. We got brunch, most of us, and we talked a bit about like our backstories. And Bria pitched some stuff for Hank's backstory that I'd never thought of, and I in like the next episode she started alluding to it. I was like, all right.
Wait, that
What?
was when I was sick and I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I missed Hank backstory.
Whoops.
Whoops.
I'll whisper it to you.
Was there a
He's
moment?
a ghost.
I also wasn't there, I guess.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you realized, rather than revealed, something about your character that you didn't plan for or expect, or was
Ooh.
everything pretty intentional?
I think the whole it was just a joke. Like in the miniseries, Hank was bad. I was like, he was bad with money. He gambles it all away and stuff like that. And literally, like, I think it was episode 1 of the first season. Y'all just joked that his room was full of all the winnings, and he just forgot. He just doesn't know that he has money.
It's so good.
And it just became that is nothing I ever planned. That's something the table decided, that he has lots of money. He just doesn't understand how money works.
It's so
And or
good.
possession.
Oh God, it's so good. It's such a beautiful like little quirk.
I guess the pregnancy is the big one. I don't think I came into the game being like, but what if I was pregnant? I think we joked about it a lot,
Mhm.
and then solidified it with the note,
Yep.
and then I thought about it for a while, and I was just like, let's do this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it before. Like, it obviously comes with its own set of complications, but it can also come with its own set of, like, really fun role-playing examples that we haven't got to see a lot because nobody does it, so.
Also
That I've
Hank's
seen.
macrame.
Huh?
Also Hank's macrame.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Yes. I didn't
Yes,
expect that
yes,
at all.
Yeah.
And I think maybe keeping the baby. I think
I
maybe,
liked that. God,
I think
that was good.
I think I've been toying with it for a long time as what was going to happen, and I think for my decision was always leaning towards, because again we're talking about the complications of like playing the game.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, so I can't just think about it as the character. I also have to think about it as a performer and someone who's making a show that doesn't want
It
to
was a lot to
trigger
put on you.
people and things like that. So it was a lot to think about. And I think for a long time it was like, well, she has a history of abandoning her children. Like, now we just get to see it, you know? And now it's like, okay, but I'm going to try really hard to find a home. Or I thought about, like, I don't really know anything about Eoja's family. Like, what if, you know, Terry and I have a scene where we talk about his family, and I'm like, can we leave the baby with them? You
Yep.
know, not just like on a church step somewhere.
We did joke about like next season, all of us were on an adventure except Eosh. Like we just cut back to Eosh raising a kid just by himself.
Which that was why it was complicated when I thought about that conversation, because I don't think Eosh as a character would be like into the idea of abandoning his child.
Yeah.
Like, Addie's gone through all the reasoning for it time and time, you know, every time it's happened to her, and she's solidified it in her mind that she's doing the right thing. But Io is just someone who's just so quick to love and dig into things and grab onto people and hold them so close to his heart that it's just like, that's not gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
So it was a lot to think about. And then also the Hadal thing, like, what can Hadal do?
Whatever you need,
Aspect
baby.
of it. So I think it wasn't until like either that episode or like the day before that I was like, maybe she could keep it, like, in a real way. So
Nega, would you ever consider GMing a one-shot?
Ooh.
I don't know why anyone would want to watch that.
I would watch the shit out
I
of
would
it.
want to be in it.
Will people eat mummies and poop on the loo? then?
Exclusively.
Yeah.
In all
Poop on the
honesty, I don't think.
Sorry.
That was such a good job. Oh God. Oh God.
In all honesty, I don't think that's something that I've ever thought about, because I don't think it's a skill set that I'm great at. I don't think that I'm quick on my feet with that kind of stuff. I don't think I would be very good. I have so much like respect and admiration for GMs, having played in games with you GMing and you GMing. I think that what GMs do, being able to respond to players taking a left turn when you thought they were going to make a right, is something that I would not be very good at. So personally, I prefer to like champion and shout out my friends who are already good at doing that. They should have more opportunities to do it, and it's not something that I'm interested in doing myself. But I would love to play in more games with my friends, GMing them. Like, we got to do Pugmire together, but I was on one episode of that, and we haven't done anything since then where you were the GM. And I think, like, if given an opportunity where someone said to me, hey, do you want to GM something? I'd say, no, but have you met my friends who GM, you know? And I'd much rather either watch that and cheer them on or be a part of it as a player, personally.
What if it was like a rules light system, like not Dungeons and
That's
Dragons?
how I got started. And that's been the hardest thing about, like, over, like, in the past year and a half of me going from not GMing to GMing is that getting over the struggle of, as a GM, it is not, you have to plan everything. You are just another player in the game.
Yeah.
And that you don't have to have all the
I
answers.
plan everything.
Yeah. It's hard, but it's been, yeah, you don't ever have to, but I would say to you that being a GM sounds harder, and you make it a lot harder for yourself as you start out, but the more you do it, the more you realize you were just, it's a bunch of people at a table all telling the story together, that nobody has agency over everyone else.
Yeah. And I just want to say that, like, I respect that that's, like, not a thing that you're super interested in, but I think you are selling yourself short. You're incredibly creative, and I think you would be great if you ever wanted to do it. Just for what it's worth.
Agreed. Cosign.
Yay!
Cosign.
Also, I am a hyper planner, for what it's worth. Like,
God, I freak the fuck out. We've talked about this before,
Yeah.
but I do like 20
I'm
pages of
lazy.
notes.
yeah.
I'm so lazy. I just can't plan.
I hyper plan, like, 2 weeks in advance to be like, here's what the plot is. And then I spend the actual game chasing my players' fun. I'm like, what do you want to do? Okay, let's do that. Go.
Abria,
Ooh.
can you tell us a bit about how you created Hadal and the mechanics of the Hadal coin? Now, I will say, don't talk about things that you don't want to release about Hadal.
Yeah, I'll just give a quick brief, like, because I've been thinking, like, obviously, Disney Plus is out, and I've been watching a lot of, like, the Disney movies that informed me as a child, and I realized something, that, like, my favorite, like, villains are never the ones that are, like, super powerful, that can, like, fight really, like, I never cared about Ursula being, like, a sea witch, like, even though I guess that's, like, the most obvious, like, oh, Hadal's kind of like Ursula, that, like, makes deals and gives things. I always, or I've just recently, like, realized that Hadal is closer to Frollo from Hunchback than any other one, where he, like, spent his time figuring out, like, what people's weaknesses were, and incentivized both with, like, hammer and stick to, like, predate on people's, like sense of weakness, like, there's a very specific reason that, like, you mentioned it earlier, that Hadal didn't go to you about the, like, there can only be one. That might not even be true. It's just he knew what to tell Trislan because he understands how Trislan works. And
that was so smart, because it's like hers was always like, you're weak, and also, if you don't do this, I'll find someone else. And with Hank, it was always like, I'm going to give you a chance to fix your mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, by constantly reiterating that, like Hank makes mistakes and can always, like, do the quick and easy relief to, like, get rid of them while digging himself deeper into a debt. Like, I actually took that from the, like, Hank's gambling early on, where he, like, gambles and doesn't know if he's winning or losing, and I was like, oh, Hadal's gonna play with that. Because there's a personality thing behind it that I feel like was super interesting. The Hadal coin I'm not gonna explain super well because it's important for season 2. Yeah.
Yep.
It did just start off as, like, a silly incentive, and then I actually, like, after, I think it was after the first episode, I went home and was like, no, there's definitely something more to this, and, like, how do we make this, like, actually a part of the plot? So, yeah. They're gonna spend the coin again. They can't help themselves. I can.
No! Tristan, no! Not like this!
I won't let you!
I think we kind of answered that one.
The world is cruel. The world is wicked.
Thanks for the bits. Yes, we are 20% to our Zumba one shot, and we are 10% to our hot tub episode.
It sounds against, like, TOS every time we say it.
Not if you're fully clothed.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole point, is we're going to be
I would never take my
super
shirt off.
clothed. I only go in my... I think I've said this before to you guys privately. I love going in my pool fully clothed because I can. It just feels like the little kid in me that my mom would always be like, power swept in. I'm like, I just want to be in my clothes.
Being an adult is glorious.
I'm gonna be
right?
in a Kigu.
I would, actually, I overheat really fast and I tend to pass out, so I wouldn't be able to do that.
We'll just turn the hot tub down so it's not that hot.
I took a bath the other day and I had to get out.
We'll
and
sit you on a little
sit.
ice pack.
Yeah, thank you. I definitely can't wear a Kigu because of that, but woo!
Too hot, not
Too hot.
I'll still wear something silly. I don't know.
Thank you, DJ Regular, for the SNL shout out.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite SNL sketch.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I've always
so
said
good.
that I never know where it came from. So.
Yeah.
Too hot in the hot tub?
It's Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy.
every time I get in a hot tub,
Yeah,
I
Eddie-
say, too hot for the hot tub.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't even know where it's from.
It's great.
You know?
It's like Steve Martin's King Tut too. It's
Yeah.
like the same setup, but
Yeah.
anyway, great. Old SNL. Any Slime Girl? I see your question, but we kind of answered it already, so I'm skipping that one.
Ooh.
Tris basically as a patron in Hadal, had you considered multi-classing?
Ooh, that's a really good question. No, I don't think it really occurred to me, but mostly because I think a lot of stuff this season felt for me like putting train tracks in front of a moving train. It was like, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I really don't. Let's just see where it goes. And so it wasn't that much of like a calculated like, what opens up for me if I'm, dealing with Hadal this intimately. And I don't think I was thinking that far in advance about it. But dang, that would have been cool.
Can I jump in on this a little bit?
Yeah.
And just say that, like, I have been desirous of trying to get the D&D mechanics out of the way of the story on this one. Mostly because Terry, I love her to pieces, doesn't like the D&D, like, crunchy part. She's just here for the storytelling. So I was like, how do we, like, get rid of... I've been, like, slowly, like, throwing Warlock stuff at you the whole time. So she's low-key taken, like, a level of Warlock. Just in those, like, I'm not gonna make you, like, because it becomes like this weird opportunity cost of, like, do I take the next level in Rogue and become a better Rogue, or do I, like, go and become a level 1 Warlock, and now I have to, like, adjudicate 2 different, like, weird skill sets, and it becomes, like, a thing where you get lost in the mechanics and lose, like, what that means for your character. So I'm trying to just throw stuff like that.
And there's a few things, like, I thought about, like, when you level this up, I was like, Hank is going very dark. I was like, maybe I'll take a level in, like, Barbarian or something to show that, like, because he has the Blackout Rages now because of Hadal, but then, like, mechanically, that hurts me all around.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I will say, in the break, if you guys have any ideas about, like, multi-classy like stuff, I am a huge fan of, like, kit bashing and saying, like, well, I feel like if I wanted to do something like rage, like, I'm like, yeah, okay, I will give you rage, and then let's just figure out how to, like, do that without making it feel overpowered. Super easy to do.
I really like that, and I feel like it's made it easier to get immersed in the story.
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of, the mechanics are there, but we don't always sit down and say, like, hey, do it this way and go into your character sheet and do this. I like that way of presenting it to us because it feels a little more like in-universe. Like, you're just imbued with this power. Not, hey, you're at a juncture in your character where do you want to allocate these points as we level up? And it makes it easier to feel immersed in it, to more of have it integrated that way, I guess. So I like that.
There are systems out there like the Genesis system, especially Edge of the Empire, where they have skill trees for your class, but you can buy into other class skill trees.
And it doesn't really cost that much.
And it doesn't cost that much more.
You just want to justify it as far as the story.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like. Yeah. I mean, I'm always a big proponent of making the game that you want to play, rather than being a slave to the rules of the game. So that would be cool. Is the flying cat still part of the crew?
Yeah.
What? Hold on.
The Tressum that you did not like very much, you believed he was a demon.
Well, we thought at first it was Eos who got turned.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah! Wait, you joined our crew?
Yeah, I'm still there.
I don't remember this.
Wait, I actually don't remember this.
You weren't there. Huh?
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're good.
That was a good bit. I thought it fucked off.
No, it did, like, stuck with us. We found
It's been there the whole time.
We found a cat.
I like Tressums.
We found a cat that was, like, hanging out with us and, like, just, like, we couldn't detect magic or something like that, and Eosh was like somewhere else. So we're like it has to be something's wrong with this cat. You know, it's like oh my
I think
god.
we thought it was Trislan.
Yeah, we thought
and then Trislan rocked up, and then we thought it was.
Yeah, then it's like, well, it has to be Eosh. Eosh, don't worry.
And Trislan was. Yeah, because wait, you were there.
Yeah, you were there.
Because you rolled so badly, you couldn't hear us yelling your name.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. You were
there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
were there. You were in the actual like big birdhouse where what's his name? I don't remember anyone's names anymore. God, what is this show? Where the Dauphin lived.
Okay.
And you were like waiting to open your presents, and they were at Thanksgiving. And in the like walk
But we
from
came back to
Thanksgiving,
get you, and then
Yeah.
the cat showed
the
up,
cat showed up on the way.
and we were going, Trislan.
I
Oh
Oh yeah.
completely forgot about this.
Yeah,
And wasn't that like 2 episodes ago?
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's okay.
And
no!
you're-
But then,
but a month
but then
ago,
you showed up.
Okay, thank you.
But then you showed up, and then we were like, oh well, it's not. Oh, it's not Trislan.
it has to be Eosh. Then.
It's Eosh.
Oh, I remember this.
And then I
And
think
then
you
one
did
magical
detect
user
magic.
did
Oh, okay,
detect
or
magic.
somebody did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember this now.
And then it had wings.
Say one thing about Terry you love.
I
Only one.
Oh, that was so good.
Clip it and
You got-
tweet it at Terry.
Yeah. you gotta save some moments for the season 2 talk back.
Aw.
Okay.
Terry has a phenomenal sense of like balancing like party dynamics that is so refreshing as a game runner to see that like it's not that like everyone has to pick like one of each thing so that like when all your powers combine you have like one balanced party. I don't care if anyone wants to be all rogues, but like she immediately like and intuitively understands the emotional tenor of the table and finds a thing that's like a good foil to it, but not in a way that is antagonistic to the group. It's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Okay, how dare you say that so eloquently?
Yeah.
Now the thing I was gonna say sounds like shit. Thank you.
Terry, cool.
Yeah. Terry's pretty.
I like when Terry laughs.
She got good clothes. No, I was gonna say I was thinking of mine, and then yours basically said mine better. But like the way that Eosh like has always been like sort of obnoxious, but it's not. But in a fun way that like works for the character and the story. That Terry's great at like making Eosh just obnoxious enough to make it a character choice and not like she's just playing an obnoxious character all the time. She's just like, wah, you know, but like making it so like this is the point where Eosh would be this annoying and annoy the characters and not the players or the table.
Yeah,
You know?
this far,
She
no
is-
further.
She is absolutely, I just think, a top-notch performer, and she has an incredible background in all of that. So, and I think it absolutely shows when she's at the table too. And I've luckily been able to work with her before, and it's just like any character she takes in, I think she finds that perfect balance of making everybody laugh and having depth and dynamic to her characters without dragging it like anything under or dragging anything out or dragging anyone down. It's only uplifting herself and the people around her. So.
Yeah.
I love Terry. And she has the voice of a fucking...
She really you guys
my
all
God.
do. It's wild.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta see her at karaoke though. Like,
Karaoke.
we all have to go to karaoke. All of us
We've
for
been.
real this time.
Okay, I'm sorry I was sleepy that one day.
Because she is like such an incredible singer.
Yeah.
So, like,
Fact.
wow. I'm really into this game, but side note.
Also karaoke.
Wait, next didn't get to say a real thing.
Oh, great, yeah.
Say nice things.
And you didn't say one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dom hates women.
No more White Claw for you.
I think something that I think you can tell that we're all honing in on is Terry being very aware of constantly like what the show needs, what the table is feeling, what her castmates are picking up on, what they're responding to. Like, she's very responsive and she's very intuitive and picks up on whatever it is that is needed in the scene. And I think something we talked about earlier was like Dirty Hank was definitely a lot of the time a punchline in the miniseries, and then Eosh kind of picked up on being the like Eosh of season 1. And I think what she handled really beautifully was that was never overdone, and she knew when to have a serious moment and when to not drag a bit on longer than it needed to go for. And I think that's something that's a lot harder to do than you realize when you're just watching a show. It's when you're in the moment, it can be really hard to discern when to cut something short, when to make a character choice, when to play something darker or lighter. And I think Terry has such a knack for just feeling that out as she goes.
Yep.
That made Eoj kind of simultaneously become funnier this season and also become more heartfelt and more serious, which I liked.
Eoj's like deal with Hadal was so perfectly Eoj because it was like comes from such a place of love, which is exactly why Eoj would do this, and it's just like, and then like when dealing with Hadal, deals with Hadal the way Eoj deals with everything.
Exactly. And it's really funny that, like, half of the reason Hadal couldn't, like, mess with Eoj that much is that Eoj is so, like, open with his emotions. He's like, I don't have a thing to pick at because you know your flaws better than I do, so I can't make them your weakness. Oh, my God. Please stop. Leave. How do I disconnect the call?
I can't hang out.
It's really good.
You're breaking up.
I'm going through a tunnel.
Yeah, there's a squid.
It's a squid. It's in my mouth. Goodbye.
I will say that Terry is, I mean, I will echo everyone else's thoughts, and Terry is always game for anything at a table, and she has a natural tendency to play the heart of the party. And if you haven't watched the Dungeon in a Box series that we had, our Black Bag Detectives series, and other shows that she's been on, you owe it to yourself to check out Terry in those because she is a delight. But
all available on YouTube.
All available on YouTube. But Terry's able to pull that stuff, and like Abria was saying, she takes the story aspect of the storytelling system and really develops that, and it is great at playing off of everyone else. And so like she will give and take from every character depending on how that's coming. And it's like that's why that scene between Addie and Eoj was so great.
Yes.
Was because she was like, you guys were both kind of just playing off of each other, and she was just like game to do whatever, and you were like, okay, let's do this. And then it just went through that, and just the banking stuff, you know, and just and I love you two sitting next to each other because it's like the purity of Eoj, and then Tristlan's just all like, okay.
That's
so,
how we describe it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, it's great. The Luggage asks, favorite RPG systems?
Ooh. I love Pugmire.
Yay.
I loved Pugmire so much.
I love Pugmire.
It's so
I
fun.
love dogs.
That was so good.
I love dogs, but the thing that I love the most is on the surface, it looks like it's just for people that go, I love dogs. But it's actually a really in-depth system with like amazing lore and everything.
Very dark underneath the surface.
It's very dark, and everything's so thought out.
That's also just my GMing technique, is to be like this like stupid, awful human being. But then when I GM or create art, it's always like the darkest parts of me that get thrown out.
No, it feels very like
that.
Adventure Time. It's like this fun, loving, like fun animals and adventures. But like just below the surface is so much trauma.
Yeah. I love the like, what do they call that on TV tropes? The like refrigerator moment where you like are walking, like you've watched the thing and then you like walk back and you're thinking about it and you're like, oh God.
Oh my.
My answer to that is PBTA, by the way. I like Powered by the Apocalypse for like telling story games just because it's, you have 2 dice. You can describe like a big long action. It's like, okay, roll 2 dice. You did it, kind of. Let's move on, which is very nice and very clean.
Yeah.
But I also live with addition.
I definitely love the dice system of Powered by the Apocalypse, or anything that involves like that's not a binary choice of pass fail, that has some nuance to it. So Powered by the Apocalypse or Star Wars Edge of the Empire, you know, that kind of stuff. But I think world wise, I love the world of Delta Green so much, just because it's our world, but also a nightmare, and you know that.
More of a nightmare.
Yeah, it's slightly more of a nightmare, but it's like the idea that like you are this agent fighting a war that you cannot win, that eventually you will lose.
Oof.
But you have to fight it anyways because you have to hold back the darkness for as long as you can.
It's like Animorphs.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that.
I said that.
This is funny.
I'm probably right though.
That was amazing. I'm curious what your answer is.
Savage Worlds.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to run in Savage Worlds?
DuckTales.
Well,
Ooh, thank you. Ah.
I've only run DuckTales in Savage Worlds. so.
Every time someone has said it, I've been eternally consistent this time.
But yeah, Deadlands Reloaded is great. I really love that world. But Savage Worlds as a system overall is my favorite because it's the perfect balance of crunch and playability and storytelling and stuff that I love. But yeah, I like a lot of systems. So.
Lex, did you answer?
I mean, I definitely seconded your Pugmire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Pugmire surprised me more than anything else that I think I've played because I was expecting it to be more like dogs, and it really wasn't, and I loved that.
Next time.
Dogs!
Hey!
Well, I will not be jamming that.
Yeah,
We're two radical dogs!
No, I won't.
I will say,
You are
No.
in terms of the world, I loved Numenera. That was something that really was so complex and so like.
It's over here.
Yeah.
I have not run that yet. I have all of the lore books.
It was
only
so
played in it,
gorgeous.
yeah.
I mean, the art is breathtaking, and it's just such a beautiful world to get lost in. I really, really loved that personally. But I have such a soft spot for 5e because it was the first thing I ever played.
Yeah, right?
I don't think I'll ever. It's such a like nostalgic thing for me. I think that's always going to be my number one, just because I have the happiest memories of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Our Numenera game was dogs. It was bad. I mean, it was great, but it was not what I don't think the Numenera creators were thinking it would be like.
Oh yeah, Cavaliers of Mars. That's a cool system.
I also really liked when we did the mini campaign of Changeling. I'd never played in a World of Darkness game, and it's such an interesting universe. And like just such a weird, like it was so different and so outside of what I normally play in terms of RPGs. So I really love that.
Havana kind of ran a Pugmire version of Salt Bay at Gen Con this year.
I did. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Bree was in it.
I was a bird gun dog.
Mhm.
I got to shoot cannons and I killed a bunch of rats.
Pirates of Pugmire. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
real cute.
Yeah,
you were so cute. I wish it was more than a one-off because I would love to see character art for all of them.
It was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah,
in the
it's-
same style we did for the 3-off.
I would love it if it was live.
The shade.
It's fine. We had
I don't have my
had
shade
more
fan.
people at it, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
You don't have to answer this, but how many kids does Addie have?
I will not answer that.
Great.
Nice.
Thank you for asking.
Changeling is a white foal. I know it's a white wolf, but white foal is a very fun word that I'm gonna take.
Whiteful.
Wow.
Lord of the Rings is white foal.
It's
Yeah.
handful.
Yeah.
You went ha 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 ham. Ham.
Stop.
Ham. Ham.
No, I have to pee.
I also think like the best thing about an RPG is not the. I mean, RPGs can be great, but I think it's how you interpret them. Because like I remember when we were playing like in this game and a lot of all the 5e games I've played on this, it's 5e is just kind of like the base, and then we tweak it as we will.
Yeah.
I remember Iron Keep. We did a whole episode that was just somebody mentioned Hong Kong action. We did an episode that was literally a Hong Kong action chase scene for the full episode, where we just basically threw away the rules and we were just chasing this guy and like doing all this crazy stuff and like.
Yeah, Tom came up with a homemade mechanic of
Yeah.
like how we could fall behind or catch up or overcome something.
That's
Yeah.
so freaking cool.
If you ever want to like learn something for an RPG, go back and watch Tom's Disorganized Plays, because Tom is a genius when it comes to coming up with RPG like making the RPG work for you, and then just throwing
Nice.
things into that. So
Every episode of the 8 episodes and 3 seasons of his game, which escapes me.
Thank you.
Monday Night Dungeon
Monday
Fight?
Night Dungeon Fight. It
Oh, I thought it was the bit. I thought it was the bit.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We were playing a bit that Eric, I guess, wasn't actually playing.
every episode of Monday Night Dungeon Fight, he designed such an incredibly interesting way of playing an RPG. Like, and every week it was a different thing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah,
He's
Tom's imagination for that stuff
Nice, Tom.
knows no bounds.
Don't call him the dungeon bastard for no reason.
They don't. Let's see here. Going through these.
Also, while you're looking for something,
Mhm.
I also have just enjoyed, especially like we were talking about earlier about getting into DMing. Just playing like super like hacked and or rules light systems is really nice. So I
For
don't know if
sure.
I'd be like, this is my favorite system, but it's also like when something's that accessible and you're like, I just want to tell a silly story, then I like those systems the best. Because the one I did for the Camp Tallywhacker episode of
Oh my god.
of that other show was a
I can say the
system
name.
that don't hurt a Bria like this. Was like a hack that called was it of Beastlings or it
Yeah,
he called it was of Beastlings and Tom called it Wildlings.
Yeah, it was his
And
hack.
it was like based on it like hacked the system so it would be based on like Dungeons and Dragons based deities, and then basically people were just responding emotionally to things, and you either like succeeded or it was it's fine, or you just didn't, and it was just like it was so easy and light, and instead of being like okay roll for dexterity, I'd just be like roll for owl.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's one page, everybody has like the same page with like 3 different things circled, and you just like you focus on the game between the characters rather than the game of the mechanics, I guess.
Yeah, any RPG that doesn't get in the way of your storytelling is the best one.
Fact.
Because I started off running Goblin Quest, which is an incredibly rules light system. They're basically art rules. That was what I started GMing. This weekend at PAX Unplugged, I played For the Queen for the first time, which is essentially
That is my favorite RPG.
yeah, it's essentially
fun,
it's
yeah.
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
an RPG. There's absolutely no rolling involved.
Yeah.
But it's because it doesn't get in the way of you telling amazing stories with your
Yep.
friends.
Fact.
What is one thing you want your character to find out about next season?
Ooh.
Thank you, BSB Care, for that.
Nice. I would like a doll to find. I don't get to answer this one. It's fine.
She's just like, I would like you just point at us and tell us what you want our characters to find out about.
Figure this out.
Um,
How much does childcare cost? Oh yeah, we played Fall of Magic.
Yeah, give me ideas. Let's go.
I was bent over in
Thank
pain,
you.
and while y'all played Fall of Magic. This is such a weird question because I don't know if this is how I like to play the game.
yeah.
Is to put I don't know.
Honestly, like, yeah, I don't like planning that kind of stuff in advance. I like when that stuff comes organically.
Yeah.
Like when
I like to have the questions and not
yeah, I
the answers.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
I
sense.
Well,
like-
then let's tweak it.
I like
what's
Abri-
one question? Sorry, I cut you off.
no, I was just gonna say I like when Abria is like this happens or this person from your backstory shows up. Like we've talked about maybe this, but I'm always so indecisive and worried of making the wrong choice. So when I don't have a chance to choose in advance, when I just have to react, that's when I
You have a
enjoy
gut
the best.
reaction
Yeah.
of what your character
When
would do.
when I didn't decide like the day before I was gonna hand Trislin the Horn of Thrain.
It was very situational.
It was I like being forced to do that. Like when my character Grayson Hale came out as a doppelganger. That
What
was
game is this?
It was in this
I think
game.
it was a
You
one
forgot.
shot. It was a one shot
You
or
were
something.
sick.
But like I've been talking with Tom about that. But we didn't come down to anything. He forced that on me at one point. Like
He said, by the way.
he said, by the way,
That's
everyone
amazing.
finds out you're a changeling.
You've kind of done this to Eric.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it, but.
Go ahead. Talk about
Talk
it.
about
No, we're not talking about
Okay,
it.
okay.
But yeah.
It's our brunch secret.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll inform you after.
Wait, will you actually though?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I like that. I like when something like that shows up. Like when we don't expect it. Like when Thrain shows up to Trislin and she has to make decisions. Or like I like being forced to in the moment decide a plot point about my character or my character's history and not having to like think about it and inform it as it goes.
It's also like depending on the time jump that really is going to change the potential questions we have. Because if it's like the next day, I would like to know where the fuck Trislin is.
Yeah.
But
I
if
have a
it's 2 years from now, I don't even know. Yeah.
I want to tweak this because I think there's like a good question here. What is a question that each of your characters ended with at the end of the season?
Oh, okay, that's a little makes a bit more sense.
Ooh.
I think Addie's is probably what am I gonna do? Like she's had a solution to this problem like so many times, and now the solution has changed, and she doesn't know where to start because it just kind of like
That's really good.
came out of her.
I think Hank has used alcohol as a defense to keep people out and also to numb himself to stuff. And so like, what is he if he doesn't rely on that, as if that's not who he is anymore?
Yeah. Nice. Ooh. Ooh. I'm looking forward. I'm going to be watching the VOD probably right around Christmas time. Like, this will be the thing that'll be on. Like, I'll have like a notebook out for like session planning while poorly wrapping presents. And like, I'm very excited to go back and like watch and do this.
You can take a picture so I can make my phone back.
I will.
Thanks.
We'll just be like one weird cat, like just mushed against my face.
I love all of this. I'm gonna come over and do a full photo shoot.
Just come over. Sorry, continue. Now I'm gonna need your answer.
The question was, what was a question that we were left with at the end of the first season? I think Trislin is questioning how it will change both her life and herself to actually genuinely let people in. I think she spent the majority of the time that we've had on the show feeling really detached from people and really comfortable with stepping into this role with Hadal and leaving everything behind. And I think she was very sure she was going down that path. And so I think now she's very shaken and wants to know who she is if she doesn't push everyone away and how that alters her, essentially.
Nice. I like that.
It's very stressful.
You guys are all very good. I like it a lot.
All right.
Not emotional bombshell.
Good night, BSB Care. Thank you so much. Would you prefer us to watch VODs on the Twitch channel or watch on YouTube? Watch whatever, wherever you want. I don't care. I don't care. There isn't one that's necessarily better than the other. So just watch wherever you want.
Can't you monetize the YouTube VODs?
You can monetize. I mean, the ads play before Twitch VODs as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you're not a subscriber, ads play before Twitch VODs.
But either way, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, however you watch is great. So whatever works for you.
Unless you don't, then you're wrong.
Yeah,
Nice.
wow. What
But
a
you can hear this. So.
hot take.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
There is someone in chat that has like figured out a very important thing about Hadal. Like I saw it scroll by like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Oh, fuck.
And I just wanted to shout out and say like, smart. I think they might have said it a little bit as a joke, but like, very clever.
Well, now I have to not watch the VOD.
Was it Hamdall? Did they say Hamdall?
Stop!
I am so...
White Claw!
Yeah, I'd watch the... Yeah, and now I can't watch the VOD as well. And thankfully, I can't watch anything I'm in, so I never would have watched the VOD, but...
You mean you don't go home and... Oh, that's the difference.
No, well, it's hard because I have to watch all the clips to give to Megan for social media. You notice how I very rarely pick ones that I have any speaking parts in.
I think I've had to,
You
because
monster.
Eric does my editing for stuff, and he also comes on my channel sometimes, or will clip stuff from the show. And I think the first few times he did my highlight reels, I was like, can you put the shit with you in it?
Yeah.
The clips I fucking sent you.
The first,
You and them. Can you please quit Xing them out of the
I think the
content?
first one was like I did for was like a Christmas stream from like 2 years ago, and it was like a lot of it was like we did a charity stream at her place, a baking stream, and like there were like 6 or 7 clips of me, and I involved none of them in there.
No, they're literally the best clips of the night because Eric put on this like Princess Leia apron that somebody had sent me.
Apron?
An apron. So it made I'm sorry. Yes, a lapron.
Yeah.
I hate that. No, I don't.
That's fair. You don't have to.
rescind
You don't
that.
have to yes and everything.
But it's in my improv nature. 10 years of my life.
Literally thousands of dollars.
I didn't pay for it. I did improv in Kansas.
Oh.
Kansas is like this weird socialist.
People
thing to
paid
do that.
me, bitch.
Kansas improv.
I've never been paid for it.
Yeah, well, that's you
God.
gotta go do it in the Midwest.
Dude.
They're bored out there.
Yeah.
But he put on this lay friend and kept doing all these funny dances and like drinking eggnog and
That's
doing all this
super
silly
wholesome.
shit, and it was like the funniest part of the stream. And I sent him a bunch of clips of it, and he didn't include any of them. And I was like, "Fuck you." Risky did eat butter.
Nice.
You know, if you're familiar with.
Kansprov? You mean
Fuck.
Omaha ha ha?
No, that's the stand-up club.
Oh God, it is.
Is that real?
I don't know.
Oh.
It feels like a place I would have
Yeah.
been. I would have done
For
stand up.
$5.
Risky eat butter. Don't eat butter.
I want to watch that VOD now.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Every time you
Yeah.
drop $5, you can hear her say.
DJ, thank
Yeah,
you.
give me $5.
I'm gonna just go ahead and acknowledge this. I was very specific with Thrain. I did not want to give a parental figure to either of you because I didn't want to be condescending. Like, gods can be this, like, it's a giant, like, cloud parent that comes down and hugs my face and tells me it's gonna be okay. But I wanted someone to come down and be supportive in a way that, like, doesn't, like, find or replace the family that you have, but supports the journey that you're on.
I think that worked very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can only speak for Hank on this, but I feel like, he came down and not as an equal, but he spoke to Hank as an adult speaks to another adult,
Yeah.
not as a father speaks to a son.
Yeah. Because I feel like both of you guys have, like, some sort of parental issues that would have been very...
What?
Frims is still going on.
Oh my God, Friends!
Sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying anymore.
I still really, really want to play a game where I play Poppin', aka Popcorn.
AKA popcorn tree.
Poppin' fresh.
Yeah, Poppin' Fresh.
It
just
was done
makes
now.
me so happy. I knew someone could do something to turn that into a food game, but we
my
all
God.
exceed my
Everyone
expectations.
spam the Dom what spam the Dom what emote at Frems right now.
Wow.
As someone asked earlier what bit derailed the stream most, and it's this one.
It's this one right now.
For real.
Can I this one's not good, but I will die if I don't say it. Radicasserole the brown. Casserole the brown.
Casserole the bread.
Rat casserole.
That's amazing.
That's very good.
Thank you. I literally was gonna start bleeding from the nose if I didn't say it.
What's the marshmallow thing people make during Thanksgiving?
Candied yams.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that's what it is?
disgusting.
Yeah.
That has marshmallow in it?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. It's just yams
It's
with
just
marshmallow on
potatoes.
top.
There's also like ambrosia, like green salad.
Oof.
Ew. I fucking hate people.
I'm gonna call both of those foods very whiteful.
I hate white folk. Goliums.
Oh God. Oh my brain. I don't remember us saying something.
I don't even think Legolamb's
Good
funny. I don't
character.
think I get it.
It's so good.
I don't think I get it.
The leg of lamb.
Like a lamb?
Leg of lamb.
Did we already establish that Frodo would have to be Froyo?
Yeah.
Did we
Oh.
already do that?
Oh, no,
No,
someone just said
it was
Frodo
Frodo
Bacon.
Bacons, yeah.
So Froyo Bacon is something.
Froyo Bacon.
That sounds
Froyo
like
I
a
would
beef.
eat Froyo
That sounds like
Bacon.
candied yams.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Fruitcake. I feel like we can work fruitcake in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Bilbo
It's whiteful
Bacon.
because it's got like that layer of just like
sugar.
Ugh.
Nasty.
I can't fuck with that.
Frems is now desperately trying to get us back on track.
Friends is like, I'm so sorry talking about Thrain, please.
I was talking about Thrain and I don't remember anymore. It doesn't matter. Stop!
Sweet goal.
DJ, I get you.
Ow, my shoulder hurts. I like pulled a muscle.
Oh.
So, like, questions. Were we answering questions?
Thrain.
It was something.
I like Thrain because you went in a direction with Thrain that no one goes with. No one. I don't care. See, I have no emotions, so none of this affects me.
Same.
I like. I'm just gonna keep going. I like Thrain because it went in a direction that you don't normally get with like how gods treat. This is like me going through a haunted house. Like nothing affects me in a
Same.
haunted house. I just my emotional exterior has been killed and died long ago. So along with these character sheets that I pulled out.
It's so good.
Anyway, Thrain.
Just go.
Was really good because usually you get the gods coming back and they're just all like anything to get you back. Like he's just the opposite of Hadal.
Yeah.
But Thrain was, I don't want you back like this. I want you back when you're at your best.
Yeah, do the work.
And so do the work.
Thrain wants you to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, I like that because with Hank he was like he's not like here I'm going to wave my magic wand and you're cured. He was like I'll help you, but you have to make choices. You're an adult. And even with Trislan when he was like I'll help you. Wait, you're evil. You have to make some changes before I can even touch you.
Yes. Savannah.
Is this a game the plot of A Star Is Born? Is Thrain Lady Gaga?
If I could throw more shit at you, I would. I would throw all of these coins at you and I know how much you hate coins.
Did piss himself at the Oscars.
It was the Grammys.
It was the Grammys. He was a musician.
What did I miss?
Have you seen the latest iteration of A Star Is Born?
No.
Tree
I'm
bread.
not.
You gotta watch it. It's
Okay.
on HBO Go. Let's
Wait,
go.
can we go?
Did you say let's go?
Yeah.
Let's HBO go.
Tom, put it on the TV.
Don't do it.
Tom, I love
Guys, you guys have
I love Lady Gaga.
Me and Havana watched it on Christmas.
We did.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
And I cried a lot.
I would give any amount of money to see you guys sing Shallow together.
In the shallow, shallow, in the shallow, shallow.
You're watching
This is the
Tell
movie.
me something,
Yeah.
boy.
Oop, I don't know the words.
Yeah.
Are
Are you giving them money?
You earned $1. Good
Oh,
job.
No.
Yep. I said I would pay money.
She didn't put it in my shirt, so it's not mine.
That's fair.
Nazgul whip.
Oh God.
It's still happening.
Whew.
The way I don't know any of the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Thrain a bunch.
$100.
Thank you for noticing. It was intentional.
That you did model it after that film.
I also like.
What?
I just dig. I like the dwarven pantheon because they're like this dwarven god. It's a dwarf that's just 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like a really tall dwarf.
It's just a big boy. It's fine. And I think there are across there are brilliance of gods in the Faerun pantheon. I think there are some that are very parental, and I think the actual opposite, Thrain is the opposite of Hadal, in that Hadal gives you easy ways out and gives you the thing that you think you want it and twists it, and Thrain is just asking you to do the work, to be the person that you actually want to be for your friends.
That's
That's all it is.
my favorite of the pantheon gods. That's why my paladin was a paladin of Torm, because Torm's not like I'm the lawful good, do whatever. Torm's like you honor me by doing service. That's
Yeah.
all, and I will give you power to do service and help others, and that's all that matters. You should be striving to be better.
Nice. Oh, I like that a lot. Ooh, does Tristan have a virtue name that is yet to be revealed?
That's a very good question. And yeah, actually, that's a part of her backstory.
Nice.
And there's a big reason why she goes by a different name now.
I like it.
Yeah.
I think we
It's Susan.
I'll give you
What
What
this.
virtue is that?
Dirty Hank has a name he was born into, but he doesn't remember it, and I haven't decided what it is. And
Oh.
Bria will probably tell me at some point.
Probably. Oh, that's so exciting. Thank you for that gift.
I think one of my favorite moments was when Trislan called Dirty Hank Henry.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so good. Henry, we were like,
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, you're in trouble."
Yeah.
Which is it's so funny because it's not like his name was Henry and he became Dirty Hank. People just call him Dirty Hank. That's the only name he knows.
yeah.
I like the idea that Trislan's head is so far up her own ass that she doesn't care if his name is Henry or not. She just wants to have a longer name to call him to be serious. And she knows Hank is short for Henry.
So good.
We've talked about that. Like, I'm aware his name is not Henry. Trislan's aware his name is not Henry, and she will continue to call him that.
Yep.
Gotta get some condensation.
Yeah,
condescension
on that condescension.
Yeah, it's just parents using first, middle, and last name.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the vibe I was going for. I love that
Still
too.
hate it.
That was something. I feel like we've talked a lot tonight about like what was planned versus just spur of the moment, and that was something spur of the moment where I was like, she would not have any of this right now. And how do I express that?
It was very good.
Having done several talkbacks for shows, I think the commonality that comes out is that that's kind of how RPGs just are. Is the moments of what was planned by the GM mixed with what happened when the players ran into those plans, and then the magic of the RPG is how that all combines and what you get out of it. And that's honestly my favorite part. My favorite thing about Saving Throw is just seeing these stories take place at this table from amazing storytellers. And if you watch these shows throughout their seasons and stuff, like you can see how that just transpires, and how every player is like taking every moment and going inside their head and going, how can I make this more? You know, how can I do something else? And it's like, it never works out well if someone's like, okay, I'm going to make a bit out of this. It's like, that works for a minute. Like Havana was saying, yeah, it works for 5 minutes or whatever. But then if you go more than that, then it starts to really drag.
Yeah.
And we try to play. I mean, a lot of people have had, improv experience or whatever. Some haven't. But you're amazing at it anyway. Yeah. But it's like that kind of play is really difficult, and it's something that a lot of people spend a lifetime trying to find tables and stuff that work out that way. But I feel like at Saving Throw, with this table, with a lot of our shows, that just happens, and I think that's a testament to all of you who are here doing that, and that's. Yeah, it's just it's really cool. It's really special. I mean, just as a fan, not as the runner of Saving Throw, but just as a fan, like, it's enjoyable to watch, and I'm really happy for it. So
yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about RPGs or just improv in general is that when it's working and you're not making up the story, you are all discovering the story that clearly exists already, and you're just telling it for some reason. It exists out there, and you're just grabbing at it. That's and it's great. And also, we're born better improvisers than we were ever trained. That's what my improv coach used to tell me.
Of course, the improv coach would say that.
It's like, you're wasting your money.
Yeah.
Stop paying me to do this.
If you didn't get anything out of this, it's because you were born wrong.
Yeah. No, that's what we are born improvisers. And then over the course of our lives, we are trained to follow rules and not improvise. So
I agree with you. Also, Lord of the Wings.
You're getting so much joy out of this.
Why are we not just saying Lord of the Onion Rings? Why are we not just...
I like Lord of the Wings so
Who the heck is Gribbly?
Gimli
with ribs?
Oh. Okay.
Wow, just the one you're not into? Got it?
Oh, God. My whole heart. This is so good.
Oh, man.
I like puns. Thank you for that moment of sincere.
Yeah, you bet.
That's nice.
Any more questions for the cast here before we
Wind down.
Before we close shop for the rest of the year. Salt Bay returns January 7th.
January 7th.
So
Get hyped.
Tune in for that. Definitely going to be some fun times ahead.
I have a question. How the heck do you do, like, I'm always amazed with, like, how you just do that thing where you just have, like, the descriptions of a place or something like that, like how much of that is pre-written? Because I am terrible at prepping things, and you just be like, you see this, you're so well at describing everything we're seeing. Even when we go crazy directions, you're like, clearly we were meant to go this way, but instead we go this way, and you have wonderful descriptions of that.
Oh, thank you.
So we're just not respecting the raise your hand first system.
That was a whole other level, Eric.
Yeah, but this one was like for me specifically, so I'm not gonna call
My
on you.
question was for you too.
We'll get to it in a second. Sorry. Well, now oh god, so weird.
Your two children are
In my
fighting.
defense, I didn't see it because I don't look at other people.
I'm afraid to look left this way because then my eyelid has to see the screen, and I'm probably gonna see something that makes me laugh.
Don't
too
look
hard.
at it, Abria.
I won't. So like
I'll just read it out loud.
the one thing I actually do like in my life is I have a really dumb little notebook that I walk around with all the time, and whenever like a weird sensory thing hits me, this is gonna sound really neurodivergent, and maybe it is.
Did you say it's gonna sound virgin?
Neurodivergent. Yeah.
So virgin.
Yeah, yeah. I write it down because I like contrasts in things, and there's like one example of like a candle that absolutely smelled like you would be walking into a kitchen that's like warm from like baking cookies, and then I walked into this like very cold, very like dark space, and like the contrast between that, I was like, oh, that's a weird thing. So I actually like, I kind of am always, the thing I'm always writing is like places and settings and trying to describe that. So thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have like a little pile of like little like quirks that I like to pull out to describe places. I never know them beforehand. So like it's just like here's like the two things that I remember that I like saw when I was out in the world.
It's perfect. Like you'll say like one thing like that, and it's like, I know what this room is.
Yeah.
Say, thanks.
I literally have to pre-write every word of like
I don't believe that. You're too good at improv.
No, it's true.
Stop
It's
it.
literally true. And to the point where Dom has to be like, you can't read off your paper. Because I can't do that shit at all. It's very, very impressive.
Thank you.
Hashtag GM goals.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Okay, did you have a question?
She has to raise her hand first.
Please raise your hands.
Eric?
I'm
Damn, that was good. It's a crisp high five for that
that's
shit.
cruel. I yield my time back to Havana.
Well, I, as before, said what Eric said, but said it first
Oh,
and not
no.
as loud.
Oh, no.
So I yield my time back to Abria.
Thank you. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Jokes.
Okay. So my question
Yeah.
was, I love how distinct you make all the different NPCs.
Oh.
And you have to play so many different characters on the show. Do you have a favorite NPC to do, or like an NPC that surprised you with where we took it by interacting with them?
I think my favorite, and now I feel bad because I forgot his name. The little like hand servant to the Lord of Never Ember that you guys could not stop fucking with. That I loved him so much that he was all of my like fake GM exasperation. I've never actually been exasperated by anything the table's done, but like I like that trope of just people like after a while who are like, you guys need to get your shit together and like follow my plan. So I actually made him as like in the game, like the GM that does that, that's like, guys, we're doing something and I need you to stop fucking around and just like very like nonplussed with all of your hijinks. So I liked him
He
a
was
bunch.
a good character.
He was
Absolutely.
super fun.
On the top of that, how do you make all your NPCs not have the same terrible New York accent? Like every NPC I've ever done in any RPG, they always have a New York accent for some reason.
Hey!
Can I say that like, so I made the bronchitis joke earlier. That's because my throat has been shit wrecked all weekend long because I had to try to do Halo over the weekend. Your New York accent is so hard for me.
There's a difference. There's Black Staff, who's a sentient staff who is New York accent, and then there's Halo, who's a sentient Halo who is Harvey Firestein,
Yeah.
which is a slightly different New York accent.
But I had to do both of them and just absolutely like shit can my voice doing it. So like, I'm highly impressed with yours. I think you are very good at accents. I'm just like, I have like two over here in the corner that are just like crappy Russian. That's all of them. I don't know.
Both of them are crappy.
Yeah, that's
One
what
is crappy and one is Russian.
There we go.
Those are the two. Yeah.
That's it. That's both of them.
Oh, man.
But
I'm excited for everybody's baby voices.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited for the tot one shot.
When's the tot shot?
I love that it's called a tot shot.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are we doing it before the next season?
I don't think it has to be, but it
It
could
doesn't
be.
have to be. We can
Well, I guess
talk
we'll
about it.
Yeah. I'm very excited for that.
It would be interesting to do a throwback before we jump into a time bounce.
Yeah.
Time jump.
Can I say my actual favorite thing that happened in the season, and it's very silly, was anytime you guys decided to be the NPCs in a multi-NPC thing, because, like, you made choices, and they changed the game, and it was both, like, very funny and also, like, oh, okay, like, things are different now. Like, that episode where, like, Spider, like, came in and sat in, and you were dealing with, like, the whole, like, assassination plot of Neverember was going to go a very different way, and then you two made some real fun choices, and I was like, well, chase that. This is better than, like...
Oh, the, like, sex.
Yeah, you were like the drunk Duchess who like, had a romancer that she abused, but he was
But he
really
loved it!
he was real into Dom play.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you actually thanking us for that? Yes.
And the
Now
baby
you
birds
know.
are super
It was
cute.
a hard lesson to learn. But when we go, can we play the NPCs say no?
I will never do that because you guys
Oh
were
my
also
God.
the baby birds later, and the baby
Oh
birds were
my
super
god,
cute
I forgot.
And then Nega was one of Tristan's tots that showed up.
too.
Did I do that? I don't remember that. Was that fun?
Yeah, you pierced
I
Abby's
hate you.
condoms.
Oh.
That was very good.
Good time.
You got me pregnant.
Amazing.
I love
Yeah.
hearing you say that.
I love this table so much.
I like when you put a ring on it, but that hasn't happened yet. So
Listen,
Oh my
you've
God.
only been engaged for what, 6 months?
So that was actually a year ago.
Oh.
That was Galen's last birthday.
Oh, that's right. And it was just his
Awkward.
birthday. That's right.
Yeah, almost a year to the day.
Man, if I was
Next
in
is a
town, we could
ghost.
have recreated.
It's just you got to set the date way in advance in Los Angeles. Every place. is
Nope,
closed.
she's
Oh my
never
God.
brought it up again.
Okay.
Ooh.
So this was great.
Awkward.
Thank you so much.
Flip the table.
It's so good. Not the table, it's a very nice table.
You know what else is nice?
What?
Companionship forever.
Oh my god. So spicy.
Nah, sounds stupid. I'm just gonna be alone.
Thank you, DJ Who.
Oh my god. So good.
You
You
too.
too.
DJ Who. 2 DJs in a row. Look at that.
DJ.
Yeah.
DJ Who?
It's
DJ
a-
Regular. They seem like a response
is-
to each
Yeah.
other.
Who's on
It's a
first?
call and
Yeah.
response.
Is DJ Phoenix here? Because that's always the DJ trifecta for me. Is if,
Yeah.
if all 3
All
DJs
three
are in
DJs.
chat.
My
Three
please.
DJs.
I am
3 DJs in chat is what we
sworn
call a
to carry a
residency of
burden.
DJs.
Yeah. Is that what multiple DJs are
Yeah.
called? A
Yeah, right.
residency?
It's called a
Okay,
residency.
great.
The DJ Fellowship of the Ham.
Aw, we
At
love
the
you
end.
so much
Spoiler
too.
alert, next season, all of us become DJs.
Yes.
Aspiring DJs.
So good.
DJ Dirty Hank.
Chicka chicka.
That
Kinda works.
actually,
It
that
kinda
does.
works, yeah.
It does.
That'd be very good.
Ready for the fan art.
There's no universe in which that nanny is not named Legolam, so prepare your souls.
I already
accordingly.
named her, didn't I? Didn't we name her Mary
Did you?
Poppins or something?
No, we asked if she was Mary Poppins.
Can she be a Minotaur?
Yes.
Oh my god, is it just Gwendolyn?
It's just Gwendolyn with a new name, screaming "Love me" at the back of Hank's head.
Oh my god.
Also, I was very glad that that wasn't like a forced on love plotline because I hate that shit.
Yeah.
If it pops up organically. I never wanted her to be a thing that was like, "Congrats, you're in love now," and thank you for never playing it that way. Just want to say that out loud in the chat box.
Eric doesn't think he's worthy of love, and neither
Oh
does
my
Dirty
god! Stop.
Don't
No.
make me shake you again.
Shake him.
This is the saddest
He doesn't like
episode
being
we've
touched.
ever
I don't
done.
actually
Nope.
know.
And I had an episode where I was crying in a
Oh my
deprivation
God.
tank for an hour, and this is still sadder. So.
Thank you to everyone at the table for making this show and giving us a place to hang out on
Aw.
Tuesdays. And thank you, Saving Throw Show, for bringing all these wonderful people together
Yeah,
for it.
thank you, dog.
I'll booty to that.
Booty.
Booty.
I'm out of juice.
I'm at,
Yeah, don't forget to use the booty emote.
Yeah.
There's a booty emote.
It's got
Yeah,
my
there
face
is.
on it.
It's got Dirty Hank's face on it.
This
Got
is
a big ol'
Eric's
bruise.
first emote.
Oh my god.
How many years did that take?
Yes.
It's funny. funny. Like when he released that, I was like, great, 4 years. Sean Graham hasn't done anything here in over 2 years, and he's like, no, we took that emote down. I was like, oh.
It's so good.
It's good. Booty.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and Negs and I have friendship emotes too that are us cheersing. So
That's so
If
good.
you're sub to both of us, you can make us clink our glasses.
and we actually own those glasses in real life.
And it's that picture is actually the one of Hank with the beard.
yeah. So we're like three-way cheersing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's too good.
See, that's
Ah.
mine.
God, I just like the internet so much sometimes. Like,
Sometimes
it's got a lot of
good.
raggedy shit on it, but
Yeah.
like stuff like this makes me really happy that we like sat here and talked about a game we liked, that you guys like too, that we super appreciate, and I died laughing at like goofy puns for a series that I'm only lukewarm about. Like, thank you.
The hottest take of the evening.
Hottest take. Lord of the Rings is overrated.
But hilarious when turned into
Oh my
food
god, like a lamb.
Fumer. Amazing. Do we have to plug stuff on our fucking talkback?
Yeah.
It was wildly hostile.
But maybe not now?
Yeah, like, you need to give her like 30 to 40 seconds. I think she's a little gassy.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Tom, switch seats with me.
That's
I
shake
can't.
over. I can't.
He's being Terry.
We do like to thank our season sponsors who did help us out.
Yes.
Sorry, but I'm going to thank them.
Do it.
I'm just kidding.
Hero Forge,
Yep.
Norse Foundry, Elderwood Academy.
I keep my Elderwood, like literally my keys.
Whoa!
What if
Look at that
the
little- 'cause
game
it's got a
freaks
little-
out?
It's got a little thing.
I got a little dice.
I
in it.
love
And
this.
it's
so
got a little thing that
useful.
you can connect it on there.
Yeah,
The
right?
little
It's like
guys-
4
yeah.
keychains, and the magnets are really strong. Good
Yeah.
job, Elderwood.
So thank you to all of them. Please go and patronize them, but not like patronize, but patronize them.
You can do
Be
both.
one of their patrons.
Just $1.
Yeah. Thank you so much for supporting this stream and through everything you do, through subbing, resubbing, gifting subs, and tipping during our shows. We really appreciate it, and it really does keep shows like this on the air. So that it's really great, and it really means a lot to us that you guys will do that and help us out a little bit. Because you certainly don't have to. So it's really nice to have that. Let's.
I want to see dice bags. Cool.
I love it when it's silent when we're all reading.
Yeah, we do a
Nega-
good
We don't
job.
have chat.
Negative Blaze. Thank you. This is great. So go back and watch Ghosts of Saltmarsh,
Yeah.
and then watch the Pirates of Salt Bay. You have time to catch up right now, and then watch all the other shows that are. Please catch up on New Pantheon.
Yeah.
There's going to be reruns over the holiday break, so that you can catch up with that show. But New Pantheon is starting again, and Eric is coming back as Flynn.
He's the son of Robin Hood.
Yeah, he's basically the son of Robin Hood.
He's basically a white hat hacker who's like also really good at like hitting things
Yeah.
from a
That's
distance.
so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Yeah, I know, it's great. It's great. There's like no like bow and arrow thing.
No, I literally
At all.
I literally throw things. It bounces a million. Like I accidentally throw something. It bounces a million times and hits somebody square in the forehead. And I'm like, how do I do this?
That's so good.
Oh, thank you, Bob. You're
Nice.
beautiful.
Bye, Bob.
Thank you.
Does Dom DM? Every
Yeah.
once in a while.
Heck
and,
yeah.
and at some point, I will finally run members of that show that I can't talk about. The
What show?
Return to Planet Sega Genesis.
I'm so sorry. What show?
I know the executive producer of this wonderful streaming Twitch channel that does RPGs. I could
Yeah.
probably get you in talks with him. He could probably get you a slot. Maybe.
What's the show?
Goodbye.
And also, New Pantheon, for you New Pantheon fans, there's a new person joining the Pantheon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
It's a Bria!
I was
Yay.
gonna fake getting mad, but I can't.
Oh my god. You can still get mad.
No.
I love
So-
you with your
Sorry.
fury.
New Pantheon is coming back January 5th.
Yes.
So just
So
before
excited.
2
Salt
days
Bae comes
before
back.
the best premiere.
There you go.
Second best.
Yes, please do go watch
I
New
read it in my-
Pantheon. Steven's amazing.
Pantheon.
So go watch that show. Wild Cards is Friday at 8 p.m.
So
and it's a mid-season break episode. So come watch that, and that's the last show that Saving Throw has this year. So
Ooh.
hope that you can tune in for that and come back to us in the new year.
January is the best streaming month ever.
Yay! New year, new games.
New ham.
Old friends.
Old ham. New.
Hot eats, cool treats.
No, put
Are you
some glasses on the
fucking
back of your head.
referencing?
Okay, it's okay.
Thou shalt not be named.
It's okay.
Wait, what? Is this your berserk button?
Dom, you should go. I can't hold her. I can't hold her. Dom, I can't.
Havana knows I'm not afraid.
Not yet.
Amazing.
You will be.
Oh my god! Ban them all!
Hold on. I have a question. What?
No. Goodbye.
I'll give you $1 to never bring up Dairy Queen again.
I'll take that.
You said it! Are we still
Goodbye.
alive? What the fuck is happening?
No, we ended a long time ago. These are people I paid to
Perfect.
take questions.
All right, 15 minutes, so we go live.
And thank you, 15.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh my god.
Now all the true feelings come out.
I love it.
The season was awful.
Yeah.
I hate working with all of you.
Yeah.
I literally, if I have to look at Eric one more, I thought we were
Well,
gonna do something about this.
Yeah, no, you won't. Basically, I have.
Oh no, I'm being fired.
I have a.
Is he talking to me?
I have a way for Eric to not be in season 2.
Cool.
As a Bria's manager, I specifically put it in her writer
Thank
that she
you.
was not to have to look
Thank you.
upon Eric
Flynn Rider?
Reichert.
Anyway,
It only has frozen treats! Quit bringing it up! Quit bringing it up! It has no hotties!
It's okay.
There's no hotties!
No, there's like chicken strips, right?
No!
It's okay.
yeah.
No!
Yeah,
I went
there's
there with my
burgers.
whole
Which
body.
one?
We're not talking about this.
I-
I've been to them all.
Yeah, there's definitely one. Yeah, I'm from Orange County.
Yeah.
It's a
You want me
grilling
to drive
chill.
to Orange County?
I will go with you because there's a really nice Korean market.
Well, now
I
I'm
can get my 50
vegetarian.
pounds
It's
back.
too late, Bria.
You know
Have
they
you
have dog ice cream at Dairy Queen?
What?
They have little milk bones that they decorate
Okay,
it with.
that makes more sense. And I was like,
They-
oh god.
They also Starbucks has puppuccinos.
That's not good for dogs, I heard.
Well, it's fine once in a while, but it's
Yeah.
just
Dogs
really
Not-
get
don't do it every
diabetes
day.
really easily.
Oh.
But
so
no,
maybe
really, Dairy
don't.
Queen, they have dog-friendly ice cream, and then
That's
they
super cute.
decorate it with little mini milk bones.
That's super cute.
It's so cute.
nice. I like
But
that.
seriously, dogs get diabetes super easy.
Yeah, not that my dog would know because she's never had one, but I've seen pictures.
Oh my
online.
god. Oh, you're the mom that like the kid in the class that like has never had candy before and like had to have his
She gets
You're in no candy
she
house.
gets a miniature cupcake every year on her adoption anniversary, and that's it.
Her
And that's
gotcha
like,
day.
yeah, and which was yesterday, by
She
the way.
gets
Happy
treats.
birthday! She's
She-
watching at
Wait,
home.
did she get a cupcake?
Go home. You have to do that thing everyone says at the Oscars. My kids are watching.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Go to bed,
Bleh.
Oryx.
I hate it.
I don't know why I did this. It's a squirt gun.
Go to bed or I'll
apparently.
kill you.
Bang, and then you like lose it. So cute. Nice. This is what it is now.
What happened to
This
us?
is what yeah, who
Go to
hurt?
bed forever. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Amazing.
This is the quality content you
Someone
tuned
looks
in.
up. Someone goes to doesthedogdie.com, looks up Pirates of Salt Bay. Yes. Can't watch that show.
Yay.
That show's fun,
Content.
too.
All right.
Nice.
God damn it, Dom.
What?
In the show.
I could do this for like 12
We have
more
nothing
minutes.
left to talk about. It's just us laughing at nothing. Please stop.
Why? This is all I get.
There's still an opportunity to hit the
I
Zumba
really
stream.
hate this so much.
Zumba stream. Wait, no. I
We're
want to
only
do hot
80% away.
Yeah. Yeah, 80%.
could do it.
We get there.
I'm gonna leave.
I believed that. I genuinely believed it.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave for reals this time. But thank you all for watching. Thanks
you.
for tuning in tonight, and thanks for watching Pirates of Salt Bay. Thanks for watching Saving Throw Show. We love you. Hugs for the hug inclined, and we will see you in the new year. If you don't tune in for Wildcards on Friday, we'll see you.
You better be there.
Be safe.
Bye.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Now hey-yo, you rascals, with your bellies full of pie, and listen to this tale of woe where the heroes both beat high. Hey, the master of concealment